And we are live, guys. No need for the intro. You know what it is. It's us, Shape of Football, formerly the Africans, and we have the all the max it's. I max it, we max it, they max it. But he has he even slept max it is the question we'll ask today. Is he still smiling? He has energy. He's ready to go. We are going to be watching this Haiti Brazil matchup going on today because hey, there's some CONCACAF action to it. But as always, guys, this channel is live every night at 9, recapping the day of the World Cup. So we'll watch this Brazil versus Haiti game, but then we'll also talk about the games that were today. We saw the U.S. get a result. We also saw the Morocco just get a result over Scotland, which puts Morocco in a better position to get out of the group. Now those 4 points will give them leverage. And Scotland not out yet, but a tall task to either get a draw or a win versus Brazil. But we'll talk about that all here. But again, Brazil versus Haiti. We have Commonwealth versus CONCACAF. And, JD, because we covered too much CONCACAF, we figured we'd come out and talk about this game. But a few minutes before the kickoff goes in, I did want to ask you before we actually let's go through the lineups that we have here because they are already out. As this is actually a good window instead of the hour window, it was a half-hour window spaced between. So now we have games coming quickly in. JD, how are you doing this morning for you? Because this is what you have to do in
As,
Belgium to take in this World Cup. Morning
as
viewing.
you have said, I've not really. I did sleep. I got maybe a little too much. Maybe because I tried to get like an hour because I said let me get this 81 in. Because I've been telling people that 80 is so special. And we might can possibly get something from them. To
Mhm.
cause some chaos to Brazil. Not saying that they're going to come out automatic winners and such, but I wanted to watch and see what they could offer because I
Mhm.
do believe that they are recruiting properly, and I am on this belief to say that if you're recruiting properly, you will get what you deserve, which is quality playing. And
Mhm.
they did a very good showing against Scotland, so I want to see what else they could offer. You understand? Yes. So
No, yeah.
I am just here wanting to see something, and I had to make that extra effort, to be honest. And remember, we have covered 80 over the years, so it would have been harsh for us not to be here. So I just wanted to get some things done. Yeah. So
No, no doubt.
how yourself feeling as well? Because you have been doing a lot of games. I have to commend you on that. So how you feeling?
I am barely alive. I'm functional. I'm drinking all the liquids. There are Gatorades and Powerades and power drinks all around me. But look, it's been fun. It's only been fun whether it's been 1 or it's been 21 here. It's been fun. The door's been open. We've had our regular myriad of cast of characters come through, provide commentary, just be along with it. It's good, but I mean, like we said earlier, there's always going to be the cloud around this World Cup, and even within this World Cup, there's still talk of fans who can come, fans who can't come, all the things around it. The football has been nice, right? It's at least it's given us that, and the same thing we said about Qatar 4 years ago. Once the ball was dropped, then you got really engaged, right? Then you saw teams playing. There haven't been too many blowouts. I mean, we just saw one with Canada versus Qatar, and that game was a whole thing. But no, the football has been nice so far, and I think that's helped with the whole vibe. And I think it's really done a good job to help when it comes to the conversation of whether or not 48 teams, which I still think is too many, isn't too bad of a group just because you're having teams decide what they want to do. Do they want to play their own style and maybe they'll go down 7-1 or lose 4-1? Or do they want to just say, hey, we're going to leave with something, like we said, Cape Verde, and they got a draw versus Spain. And now, whether they get out of the group or not, they'll always have that moment for them. So the football has been nice. It doesn't take away from everything else that's happening around it, but it's at least kept me distracted and entertained, I guess, for what is coming here. And guys, as you're coming into the comments, all I'll ask is give me a score prediction. Where are you watching from, and who has impressed you so far? Whether it's surprising, whether how good they've played in terms of a win, maybe it's a surprising draw, or maybe it's just something else overall, the environment, the teams. We'll get to our disappointments later, but that's what I want to know from you as you're coming into this. And whatever stream you're on, if you're on the Shape of Football, IMAX it, we max it. Just touch the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Turn on notifications whenever we're on, so you know when that next video is coming out from us. But JD, as we have here, we have the lineups, and I did see a comment already.
Yes,
Jay
yes.
Ellis
All right.
already saying playing a back
I'm
five.
done setting up stuff because I was all
Yo,
over the place trying to get everything ready.
mhm.
But we back, people. Please do click the like button once you're on all of the platforms. As you saw, Africans out here doing a insane work. So make sure to tap into Africans. So if I'm not here, he will be here burning down the building just the same. Yeah.
JD, I feel like 2021 JD right now. Just like every, I did a live yesterday where I said I'm gonna stop for 30 minutes to put some food in my mouth and then come back. And I thought to myself, wow, this is how he did it.
The demand is there, man. The demand is there. So the fact that I'm really proud of being available for all of them. Sometimes I do tap in, yeah, but I'm telling you, today was a very hot day, incredible hot day, and I'm glad that I'm around to make sure we can see this game. Yeah. It's amazing, man. It's amazing how hot these days can become. All right, so let me get my game up and running. Ooh, you brought up a good point. Let me run through the lineup first, but you brought up a very good point, stating that the things around the World Cup really made it feel like it wouldn't have turned out well. But as what you have always said, once football starts to play, people kind of forgot about all problems in the man.
Almost all of them, because that's
almost all,
yes,
yeah. Almost all. You know what I mean.
Yes. But let me go through the lineups for everyone here. For Brazil, you have Allison in goal. Noguez, Santos, Marquinhos, and Danilo. Bruno Guimaraes, Casemiro in the middle. Lucas Paqueta, Vinicius on the left. Rafinha on the right, and then Cunha up top. So they're going 2 10s. It feels like, but Cunha can play 9 if you need. Haiti going from back to front, you have Johnny Placide, Experience, Delcroix, Duverne, Ade, and Arcos. Now, this may not be a back five, but this is how it's lined up so far on SofaScore. In the midfield, we have Providence, Bellegarde, Jean-Jacques, and Casimir. And then up top, you have Frankie Perriot leading the line for them. So what looks like a 4-2-3-1 coming up against what looks like a 5-4-1 for Haiti. You think this is the right setup for them? As JLS asks, have they played back five before? Is this the right setup, you think, for them to come through and try to get a result?
And for me, I'm not sure if this is right setup because sometimes that SofaScore can change things up. But me and you know that they need to do something a little bit different to stay as much compact, because we are footballers and we know the truth. Sometimes we have to make sure we stay into the game to give ourselves a chance, especially when you are the underdog. You saw multiple underdogs like Cape Verde and those teams. I know that Haiti won't play that way because Haiti actually have better talents in certain areas as well. So, and the pride of Haiti is to come and make sure they leave a thing there, which sometimes can come off naive, but also it can be helpful to them because they would add some value. So I would want to say that give it a little moment to see the exact lineup on the screen. I'm watching the ceremony, so we have not gotten any visual as yet to see if it's a 4 or 3 or whatever. But I think it might just be more of a 3 directly in back and Pac in the midfield, because we saw what we saw against Morocco, or we realized you want to force Brazil in wide areas. Before, you would say that Vinicius doesn't look a certain way, but sometimes that is even better, because Vinicius going in wide areas, they don't get to penetrate directly in, so you get time to set up. And you saw that South Africa did similar thing. You saw Cape Verde did similar thing. They are okay pushing the wingers out wide because the time is it's not the same level. The temperature is different from where they normally played. So you're not going to do 78 recycles over the whole game. You're going to do 35. You're going to pace yourself. So I would take you out wide rather than you being in the center. So maybe they've come up with a strategy based on just what the World Cup gives you.
It could be that, but again, I think for how Haiti walks into this game, they're only a point behind Brazil. Now, if they're going to dream of the round of 32, by the math, it looks like 4 points is what you need. So it's either a draw and a win against Morocco. So a draw today and a win versus Morocco, or it's a win versus Brazil and then a draw versus Morocco, which will give them probably the better chance to go through. And that's a very tall task to come through, but we'll have to wait and see. We see Brown Bears in the building. Good to see her as well. Del
All right.
Moro, IAT in the middle, my fellow footballers, always good to be here. And the man, he's everywhere. He's in the chat, he's in on your screens.
Yes,
Mrs.
yes,
Max
yes, yes.
itself doing all the
We're
work.
just trying to get everything going, but it takes a little while. But
Hmm.
we are going to, blood. We are going to,
No, most definitely. And I think if this will be a very interesting, if I think defensively, the question is going to be, can Haiti stay disciplined enough in their if they're going to go back five, or if it looks like they're going to be in their defensive shell, however many they have in the midfield, if they can do enough to stay disciplined, you can be good defensively. They have the talent to score. I think again they are very much comfortable in the transition game. The concern will be also just if they concede early, how long before they try to open it up, because an open game may be up to um, 80 strengths, but it also exposes just pushing too many players forward. So I think for them, it's if they can hold it for as long as possible, at least within a goal's grasp, right? Whether it's within being 1-0 down or just being drawn, I think that gives them the best chance to move up as they kind of move forward. But for Brazil, I think for them, it's hey, you're gonna have to be on the ball. Can we break down this what we presume will be a low block? I don't think Haiti will try to play them straight up. If they do, I think that could be entertaining. It could be chaotic, but I think it all could be disruptive for Haiti. So how do you said you mentioned the middle of the midfield. If you're Brazil in this type of situation, how would you want to attack a team that's sitting back, defending, and trying to hit you in the counter and then in the transition moments?
All right, all right. We know that Ade will be at the back. We
Mhm.
clearly saw that. Arcos will have to play right back because that's why I think it's more of a four. All
Mhm.
right. So yeah, we no, they actually say it's a 5-4-1. So they're just gonna be as narrow as possible. That's what we're seeing here. All
Mhm.
right. So they say they do experience and Arcos going wide. So what that does, it gives them the freedom to double up and also to get connectivity faster. So
Mhm.
maybe they are going to stay. No, that not maybe they are going to stay close. They're going to keep it close. They're not going to. They have to play organized. Can they do it? Well, it's Brazil. You saw others to turn up with performances like this. So I think this is going to be a tricky one for Brazil. If Eddie can stay patient, you
And
understand me?
that's the key
The
thing, yeah.
problem is, as what you said, you don't know if Eddie can stay patient, which is it's a fair point. It's a very fair point. So the viewers, let me know you think that Eddie can stay patient, and if you just come in, just please hit the like button, share, and subscribe because we're on a fast one. I've not gotten a chance to properly set up everything. But tell you what, I am getting a 80 game, and we will get the next one. So
Indeed.
keep pushing, and that's how we can say we're working, and you guys just support us. Hit the like button so we can get the visibility. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. We saw a few people coming in. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
get the thing together. All right, it's already up
Mhm.
and running.
Yep, it is up and running. Hello, Kingly. Good to have you in. And John Patrick, I do give you your flowers. He's been with me every live stream I've had.
Yes,
Sir,
that is
you've
lovely, lovely.
you've
Glad.
been here, sir. If I could send you a commemorative cup of this World Cup, I would, but I am tired. But we're doing this still. We're
Yes,
doing this.
you just need a few of those people to keep
Yes.
on supporting the program, and that's how you're going to build it the right way. So that's why that's why I love what you're doing. Just keep on pushing. Yes, massive respect for everybody that is actually here. All right.
Mhm.
Yes,
Um,
I am
but we have
trying to
heard,
get
yeah.
things together, but we're not seeing I saw that people hearing about, I'm not seeing the comments and stuff. But the
Okay,
game
okay.
is on, so let me
Yeah.
just keep on writing up the other stuff. And Africans, go ahead, just take over for a little, so I
No,
can
no
just
problem, no
these
problem, no
things.
problem. I was just gonna say Brazil are in their all blue kits. It's something that you don't often see. So they're alternate dark blue kits with IHC in the whites. So this will be this just a color contrast. The stands are yellow, but there's no yellow on the pitch. So this will be just a fun mind bend as we're watching this. But as we have here, Vinicius moving the ball out wide, back to the inside. He's driven back. Now he's gonna try to probe a little bit, but puts it out wide. And again, it does actually look like a back five from Haiti, especially in defensive stage. We're pushing the fullbacks up to take away the wide spaces. But some good movement, a dribble through, but loses the ball. But back to Brazil, try to play it out. Chaos happening and free kick coming to Haiti. I think it's a good shape for what Haiti's trying to do. Again, the discipline. And when you're that tight, the bounces happen because we just saw Casemiro go through all the way, like a good touch behind. And then the next thing you know, Brazil's on the break. So a quick moment to where it could have ended bad, but right now we have Brazil conceding a free kick and now Haiti building up, moving the ball as we go. Still 0-0 is the score. I should get my tracker up here. Brazil.
Okay, now it's fixed. I think that people never had the chance to comment at the rate
Oh,
on
you were on
my
what's it
system,
called?
so because I never fixed it. Sorry
Yeah,
about that. My fault. That's what I said. We are doing everything live, so things is just happening. All right, so people get the likes up. I saw that people here. I don't know how much people viewing, but sorry about that. People, things happening. Well, I think
yes,
you should be able to comment at this rate now. All right.
indeed. There we go. That's much
All
better.
right. So
All
I
right.
think that is good. Let me go over here and fix this last one, and I think we're
Indeed,
done.
indeed.
And I can focus on the game. It looks like Edie will be keeping himself organized, which is good.
So
Which is
far,
good.
I
Let's see
mean,
how long.
yeah, 3 minutes in, they're keeping the shape, and they're also just not giving any space for Brazil to move around. But then we're getting a quick yellow already for Akas. So one yellow for Haiti, which that's something to keep an eye on, just because, yeah, that was a late tackle coming in for them. And so
Uh, Looking at the play, he touched the ball. He didn't. He just touch the ball.
I think they're calling,
You
I
saw
think
the
they're giving,
replay.
yeah, I saw the replay, and I think they're giving it to him because the follow through of it.
Uh,
But maybe the refs, maybe all the refs got the memo after the France Senegal matchup where the ref was just like, "I'm sorry, a whistle? What am I supposed to do with this?" But yeah, the offside comes, and then
yeah, and the follow through. Yeah, the follow through catch him. Yeah,
Mhm.
so that's true. That's true.
Yeah, perfect. But yeah, throw your comments in, guys. We will be watching this, and you should be able to comment everywhere, whether on your IMAX it, WeMax it, or the Shape of Football
Yes,
here.
yes.
But so you should be there. But yeah, Dontanas, I think you should be good there. But yeah, Kingsley says, I feel Haiti are trying to give the ball away too early. The midfield and defense needs to fix. I think the one drawback of when you're trying to press so compactly is you keep yourself that compactly, right? And so when you're trying to build up, the only options you do have are going deep, going direct. And I think for Brazil, that's something they're going to camp through. And like, I'll bring another game where we saw a team try to press and another team try tactically outmaneuver, like Ghana Panama, right? JD, I don't know if you watched that game or not, but when Ghana was trying to press, Christensen had his team just basically in every place of the pitch. And so what that created with the pressing was you had Ghanaian players who were pressing, but then the midfield was so spaced that they could pass through, and that's how you deal with a press and that type of a work. But then, yeah, the 5 second rule. That's something I want to actually get your feedback on. The new rules on out of bounds play. So goal kicks have a 5 second limit. If not, it goes to a corner. And then throws are 5 seconds. And if you don't throw that within that time, it's a throw for the other side. You think that sped up the game, and do you like it?
They're doing a lot this World Cup, and you're questioning things because you're wondering if certain things is kind of geared towards extra commercials and stuff. But I think some things have looked okay. What I would say kind of questionable is when they are reviewing either yellow cards. But just a while ago, I don't see them review the yellow card, so I'm not 100% sure if it's a consistent thing or it was a error. You understand me? I don't know. That's why I'm still watching to truly catch up with everything because it's just chaotic.
No, that's
the lack
point.
of consistency is ridiculous. As you said, even once the referees look like they're calling everything, and then 1 minute as you make one challenge in the first play, it's a yellow card. So, to be honest, I think the atmosphere really dictating how the end of these games or the start of these games look. So you don't truly know if it's a rule book thing or it's just going by the vibes in the crowd. I can't believe I'm saying this because even for Canada, the red card for Canada, I don't know if he was going to do a straight red. I don't know. I think it's a reaction from the players.
Yeah,
and
which
the fans.
Red card are you talking about?
The Bombito.
The Bombito red card? Or you mean
not Bombito, the Kone.
It's that one, it's a yellow. It was a yellow initially, but then they decided to look
Yes, they upgraded, but I'm saying from your looking, you don't think it was red.
I think looking in the moment and are trying to look generally, I think that's a foul that is dangerous because you're sweeping the leg of the player who's kicking, right? And when you review it, that's what effectively happened. It would be a yellow, but I think the pause and the injury gave them the opportunity and made them go look back and say, actually, this was a lot worse. I mean, it's hard to really something when you see, unfortunately, a player's leg just when you see the bone protrude, like you see the bone sticking in out of the leg, not out, but you see it bruising the skin and going. So at that point, it's like, yeah, we got to look at it there. The first red, I can understand if people were complaining about it, but then the call that they gave was, direct on goal, last defender. And in that case, I'm like, okay, if that's what you're calling it by rule, that's what it is. The second one is tough. It's a football play, but it's a dangerous football play. So I think once the injury really settled in, that's when it turned to a conversation of let's review and go.
Yeah, but my point was to say that they are doing it a little bit different. I don't know if you want people to remember America different from you understand. That's all I'm saying.
No. Hey,
the World Cup wants to put a stamp on things, and that's what I'm seeing.
Hey, I got envelopes for Infantino if he needs it. I need Canada in a round of 16. So whatever we do, we do. But no, to the point, and there's some comments on that as well for sure. But guys, still 0-0. We'll get to the commentary on this game soon. Right now, Haiti in the attacking space, looking to create a little bit more front foot from them, and looking to see what they can create on the conversation that we have here. We got DJ Giggs here. Bless up. Yep. Haven't seen any goal kick that went to a corner. Have you? There was one that happened before the one that happened in this game. One happened where it was 5 seconds and then they switched it. I forget which game it was. Yeah. Second yellows cards are VAR reviewed, agreed, but this was a first yellow card. But I think the force of the injury, like we said earlier, and from that standpoint, so I think that's what the situation would have been. And then, yep, okay, we got blessings there. And then, yes, Gomez, good to see you, sir. Save your voice for that MCing you got going on tonight. I know you got a big night coming for you, but you'll have fun with it, right? It became a red because the type of force that was used, the injury proved the force true, and that's why the yellow, once you have that time, VAR has all the time to look back at it. But as you said, JD, it's the consistency. It's the same thing with even what's it called in the Paraguay USA game when they review and have the mistaken identity yellow. I don't have an issue with changing it, but what you end up doing there is now you open Pandora's box for more things in terms of what is reviewable, what isn't reviewable, what's the statute of limitations for something to be reviewed or not. and we don't need more VAR reviews in this game, right? Because at this point, by the next World Cup, the VAR reviews will be brought to you by Dell. You know, looking closer into the space with the Dell Surface, or it'll be brought to you by Amazon or Microsoft because something. We don't need that, and I think that's where I understand why you make that call. And is it the right call? Yes, but what now it does and opens the game for, that's the concern. That is ultimately concern. Just joining. Hope you're not showing these games. I like your channel. What I don't. Okay.
I don't know what he meant by that. Like,
Yeah.
what they're shutting down channels or something? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I am confused. But anyways, we go. And we have a big
Oh,
moment.
they're
We're
gonna
just
go back to that.
Let's see what happens here.
That's a standard body check. Um, Arsenal players sometimes, you see, man. Oh my God, what's going
Yep.
on here?
Oh, they're checking the goal, but it was on what's it called? An offsides. So they're checking to see if it's there. It was a good run, good movement, but it may have just been offsides. Yep. So we're waiting to see what happens here.
Yeah.
It looked close. No, they're calling it in. Yep. Calling it out. So play continues.
Oh, okay. Is it going to stand or
No, they're gonna call it as offsides.
offside? So it's clear offside. Okay. All right, yeah. Oh, and what if we give them credit? The speed of how they decide things. They ain't in any foolishness, and I like that. I like that.
It is, and I think what that is when you already have a hydration break. I think they feel the pressure of, if we're going to cut the commercials, we better get as much action in here as we can, because if the game is long, the game is prodding, and then it's there's no flow to it, and then we stop it for a hydration break where we can tell you that this game is brought to you by Amazon. Get your new thing for Prime Day from Amazon. At some point someone should pay me for all these fake reads I'm doing. I think that's the pressure where they say, let's speed up the game to make sure we have enough action that fills in those 22 minutes, so that when there's a break, it actually feels like it's a break for certain. Indeed. But yep, offsides, there it is. Did Nelson congratulate me after Ghana won after trolling you? Yes. We had a very long conversation on the phone. It was good times. But yeah, I am.
Guys, remember when you just come in, please do get the likes up on the videos, because that's what will get us back in the algorithm, and we're trying to get as much games to get. The Africans is already out here mashing up the place. A lot of videos. All right, yes, I knew that you never expected to see me, but I woke up. I woke up. So far it looks like it is not letting me down. They are not looking bad. They're trying to keep shape, but not just keep shape, trying to play desperate football. They are actually breaking down, and not breaking down, but going out wide. And Brazil looks like they have a little struggle stopping them. They just need the final thread ball out wide and you whip it in, because I have a problem. No, Para gives everybody problem because of his size. But I just have a problem. If they whip it in early, Brazil might have a little problem with it. You understand me? So let's see, because Brazil is giving them the space, which I think might be poor from Brazil themselves to keep on giving them that space, because Para is not a small human being, man.
No, agreed. And to Kim's point here, like, I think Haiti, they're staying disciplined. So far, they are staying disciplined, and the line is holding. I mean, nothing is more frustrating to me than a team trying to play defensive, and then you have one center back who plays everyone on sides. Nothing frustrates me more than that. So far, yes, we're only 14, 15, 16 minutes into this game. They are holding well. That's the first wave of it, right? Because of the hydration
No desperation.
break. Exactly. Because of hydration breaks.
That's what I like. I don't see any desperation. I just see a team believe that they deserve to be here. And once you start to feel that confident, it reminds me of Congo, Portugal. You
Mm.
could see that Congo growing into the game once Portugal giving them certain angles and they realized that Portugal couldn't stop their pace. They start to grow into the game, and you saw what confidence do to a team. So Brazil, make sure they don't. If and from the Brazil side, they have to make sure they don't give them that level of confidence, because confidence is a terrible thing. You understand me?
It is. It really is. And especially when you have the player who can realize that confidence into something. And so yeah, don't if you're a
A
good
good
team.
break here for Brazil, square
Yeah.
pass. Good defending AD clearance. Let's see if we can turn this into something. All right, no, he can't. But those are the balls you have to make sure you chase straight back to Allison right there. So you put them under some level of pressure. So you can give your team a little release there. I've not seen that as yet from AD. That is something that they need to work on, the extra pressure after the release from clearing the ball.
No, agreed. And when you see teams, especially a team like Haiti, be able to actually, and again, we're 17 minutes into this game. This isn't a full 90, but when you see it for stretches like this, it sometimes makes you wonder that is it just because they're getting up for this moment and they realize, hey, the world's watching, we're going to show it. Because sometimes you'll see a Haiti side. A Haiti side in CONCACAF is either they're going to miss the net 12 times or they're going to hit the back of the net 4 times. There's no in between. But this version so far, where they're holding the line, again, we're 18 minutes into this game. We're not going to crown them anything yet, but this type of discipline, if they could combine that with how they play in their offensive, how they know how, like that could be a good combination of a side that can not say be designer, but be a side that, hey, if we need to play expansive, we can do that. If we need to play transition, we can do that. But if we need to lock a game down, we can do that. And I think if they can show those steps, that would do very well for them. Again, as I always say with any region, your guests are impressed by you, but your neighbors know the garbage there. And so for and Canada's gone through it, they have to now prove that it's not just, oh, we can look good against teams outside the region. All the CONCACAF teams here, it's okay. Now we need to show this in our region when teams have seen us play at our best, and teams will say, we're not going to let you do that. And that's going to be the key thing for you. But again, no score into the 19th minute here. Haiti with a little bit of possession here, which has been good for them. Release
Yeah.
some
I
pressure.
just need to see something from Edie, like get the ball in early to just get the ball early to pro so you can cause some problems. I strongly believe that you have Gabriel Mangales. I think Edie can really, if you put Puro on him, you could have some problems. Remember, you have Alan size, and I saw Alan drops off him. Obviously, we're not saying Puro is on the level of Alan. No, we are not.
Yeah.
We are not being delusional. That is one thing we will never do, because Alan is world class. But I think he could use his size there, because we saw a matchup like that before, and Alan gets the best of him always of the dropping off. Good work here for 80. Oh, that's they call it offside.
Yeah.
That these are the moments that I want to see him in Africans just a while ago. That whipping cross,
Yes.
that's where you want to have Pirro, because he has the big advantage. I think he can leap over Gabriel. He can. So that's the big advantage I think he has. Oh yes, it's offside. It's offside.
Yeah, definitely offside. Back in
And
Haiti,
if they can get on the score sheet, Africans, it can cause as much problems, man. This is not a game that they are the favorites in. Just go out there and cause as much chaos.
Yeah, as Pedro Fernando says, this is the type of match that Haiti will try to frustrate Brazil and keep the scoreline goalless as long as possible and try to score themselves on the counter. Agreed. But the key is, can they remain disciplined defensively to do so? Because sometimes, right, I say this on the channel for years. In high stress situations, you default to your basic programming, i.e., you always go back to what you do best in any situations when it gets tense. And this Haiti team, what they want to do, they want to run. They want to get the ball out. They want to score. And so if they can stay disciplined, like you said, keep it, even if it's 1-0 and keep it 1-0, I think that's still good. And then go for the draw or the win. That
Well,
could be
I'm
a good
very
one.
sorry. Africans, they are
But
more ambitious. They believe that they can go up as well. But it comes
but
to your point. It comes to
yeah,
your point that they're going to let loose at some point. You know
yeah,
what? They're in America. They're feeling good. I know that we should not use these things towards results. Because we know who we should
yeah.
not name. That doesn't live our vibes. You understand?
Listen,
But the
listen.
vibes and the vibes, Africans, the vibes. You know.
People are finding new countries they're supporting, and they've been doing that for since '98. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, yes. But we'll get through some of these comments as well. But still 0-0, getting closer to that first hydration break with Brazil trying to move the ball in. I'm about a minute behind the screen here, so let's see what ball placed in, but too far. But shouldn't have tipped it. Corner coming in for Brazil. Alison Becker looks like a hobo Jesus. It's a choice. It certainly is a choice. Cartizel, I see you, sir. I see you. Yup. Need more. Need one more first half corner for Brazil. One more booking for okay. So the betting advice.
Slim B in the building.
Yes.
Massive respect, Slim B. Just because I'm doing a lot of things, but we out. We're back. We're back.
Mhm.
All right. Sorry about that, Africans.
No,
We have
no
to make
problem.
sure
No
we
problem.
bless up the day ones and when they do
Yes.
rocking, Yeah. Make
Indeed.
sure when you guys come in, please click the like button on all of the platforms. Just click some buttons and
Mhm.
get us up there. We need to see a million likes, even if it's 5 people here. We need to see 20 likes so we can get the visibility up and running. All right.
Oh, that was I just saw the Brazil miss. They had Rafinha down the middle, but he chips it just wide. And then that's the concern when Haiti start to play in that transition, try to build, they
Yeah.
commit too many
Yeah.
too quickly. And then coming right back, Rafinha was on sides still, and they just gave up Placid
Yeah. He
versus.
was onside. He was.
Yeah,
He
he was
was
on side,
onside.
but they're definitely going to be pulling in too many. Yep, Haiti has improved, but so far I'm impressed. Are playing good, and so far I'm impressed. Yep. Looks like we have a goal coming in for Brazil. We'll tell you what
Yeah.
happened
I
with.
think the pressure is too much on Edie. Edie needs to
Mhm.
improve on that side.
Well, it's not even the
I'm
pressure.
seeing an updated goal. Oh,
Yeah.
goddamn.
So let me see how it comes through here.
Yeah,
So look,
he left out, let the center to open too much, like what Senegal did. You understand me? Right
yeah.
in that half space, the way they gave him Mbappe, you can't give Ballon d'Or type players
Oh,
those level
come
of
on, like
space.
that. And this is where you.
Oh,
Oh,
it is.
rebound just there.
It is a rebound. It's even worse.
Yeah, but that
Yeah, they
starts
should have done
again.
better with the first ball.
Cunha with the goal. Mateus Cunha with the goal, and for my Wolves fandom, I remember you. But I think the problem I have with that is once Haiti got in possession, they pushed everyone forward. And they're passing if you're gonna try to build up from the back and not be direct, if they're gonna push everyone forward, you have to be direct in that situation, or you can't turn the ball over passing. And that's what happened. So Brazil up 1-0. Now it's not the end of the world, probably about to have a hydration break here, which will be the perfect time for a hydration break for Haiti to compose themselves. But he was okay. We'll have to take a look at that to see if that's something to keep an eye on for sure. But yeah, Vinicius cuts inside, puts a shot on, but Cunha is just
No,
standing there.
Cunha was onside. He was
Yeah,
onside.
yeah, yeah, he
You had
was.
Arc.
Yeah. Oh, more of
Um,
an own goal, to be honest. Yeah, because I see the deflection here there now.
Oh, you're saying, it's an own goal. Okay. But
Yeah.
as it relates to onside, offside, it was
Oh, they were on.
onside.
They were on
You had
for sure. They were
Ade
on.
keeping everyone on.
Yep. That the first one
Well,
that we.
as this is where AD has to remain disciplined, man.
Yes.
Or else it can be very bad.
hmm Because Haiti could lose this game, but they're still in theory playing for third as the hydration break comes in, but the goal difference will matter. And so they'll have to play all out and try to get a win versus Morocco, which this is Haiti. They're either going to score 3 goals or it's going to be like a 2-0 loss where they miss 7 chances. There's no in between with them. Yes, we see you, Danny. Play Suriname in the chat, sir. Good to have you with us.
All right.
But
Big up yourself, sir. I'm in the
mhm,
building. Yeah, man. Massive respect, everyone checking through. I don't think people expected to see me tonight, you know. But it's 80.
but
We
you're
have to
here.
be out here, blood. We have to represent, you know.
Indeed, but you're here. You're here, and that's what matters. And so, yeah, for that, it just gets very interesting. The game now sets up where if you're Haiti, you have to be more disciplined in this spot. You can't try to open up too soon. Because if you open up too soon, then that creates the problem of where Brazil just plays in those spaces and then it could get out of hand. If you're Haiti, you have to keep this game as compact as possible. Get to the halftime at either nil at 1-0 or 1-1. But if they're gonna go 1-1, they have to be clinical in their chance, or maybe get them on a set piece. Because, like you said, I think they can match them athletically here for sure on a set piece, but it has to be direct. They can't build up too much. What have you liked, JD, and what haven't you liked so far in the first half?
Well, I like a few, but to be honest, to be honest, aside from the Rafinha inside slippage, I thought that they did well, pushing them in wide areas. But obviously, because they're high level players, you will lose concentration. So, as what I said, you
Mhm.
have to be on peak concentration levels to in order to get things done. So they need to improve. To stay on the concentration level. But
Mhm.
so far, I do think the quick counters looking like Brazil can have problems. I never expected it to look so easy. So what they should do, it should expect. Okay, you are getting good openings. Brazil giving you the outside right channel to get the
Mhm.
ball early in. So try to make sure Pearl is in a good position and get the ball in early because I think that he could do something against the centre backs, and he's very big, and he looks like he could cause some problems there. So that's the only good thing for Brazil, for Haiti. But Brazil have to remain, as what you said, remain organized. Haiti has to remain organized and just realize that keep it close, and anything is possible because you have players that are not bad players. They are solid
Yeah.
players and they have turned up in big moments to get you here. You came out of a tough group, obviously not the level of Brazil and stuff, but they are still the toughest in our region. So go there, keep it close, and just keep on working, funneling the wide channel right ball and
Mhm.
whip it in early. Just whip it in early. It looks like we could see Pearl getting something over Gabriel, the Arsenal superstar. But I think that Pearl can get something above against him. I saw the early whipping ball and it proved
Yeah.
my point. So people watch out. Don't write off areas yet. It could cause some problems. But
No, for sure,
definitely
for sure.
Brazil is a favorite.
Yeah, it's definitely playing that way. I know Pedro has this question. I know JD could probably get to this one here. Most of the Haitian players are very much everywhere, right? You got some MLS, you have some in Europe, you have some in the Caribbean, but for majority, like where are most of the Haitian players coming from for this World Cup? So I know they did, they brought in Isidore, some others, but for the most part, where are most of those Haitian players coming here for representing them in this World Cup?
They are coming from all over. Obviously, recruitment, France, so far England as well. A next break coming, okay.
Mhm.
So they've always recruited well, but up lately, you could see more people coming from in England that's playing in England before it was normally France, and then sometimes France and the MLS. But now
Mhm.
you're getting directly from England as well, so the quality is going up. So they are not a bad team. That's what I'm saying. And you saw how they are moving to midfield. You saw the space that quality Premier League players get in. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
No, fair enough. Right, Perio is not playing too well. Isidore should have been in the starting 11. This might be a structural thing, or this may be, but that's a good question. Who's going to help you defend better, Perio or Isidore in that situation? You would assume maybe it's a familiarity thing, but they're only playing with one out and out striker, and so and this is the situation where I think that's the style of striker matters. Perio can still get to spaces, But I think this may have been a game where maybe you want a little bit someone with who's a little bit more fleet of foot, so that you can join the transition and just kind of be there, like have a quicker player do that. So I can understand wanting that one over the other, but for sure, I think they went with experience or within this type of game. But hey, I think we'll see Isidore in this game regardless because it's either going to stay close and we'll have to sub, or it's going to get to 2 or 3, and then they're going to have to find a way to get some goals. Because as John Patrick says, with goal difference being a factor, does Brazil use this opportunity to reel off a bunch of goals like Canada did yesterday? I think Brazil would like to, because if they do that, because right now a goal they're still tied with Morocco for goal difference if the results stand.
We are before the game in the chat here.
Yes.
Calling me Mr. Jamaica, you know, part-time Asian. I'm telling you that Trinidad. Okay, let me see if Ref is going to be consistent. All right, Rafinha. Ooh, that should have been the standard yellow card, Africans. Yeah. Right? Because it's the same challenge, right?
It should have been.
No consistency. Yeah. No consistency. Again, I'm very sorry.
Yeah. But that, again, that's something that I always say with refs. I don't need them to be perfect. I'll call a foul, but be consistent with what you're calling. If that early one was a yellow, then this one should be a yellow as well. More than likely, yes. Yes.
No consistency, but it's okay. Keep it together, Haiti. Keep it together. Don't frustrate them. Frustrate them. All right, frustrate them.
Indeed, but as you said, Pedro, like I think once the first goal's there, takes the pressure off Brazil, they'll probably be able to score now, but they can. Seeing a goal come in takes a lot of pressure off of you, right? It lets you breathe and kind of go through. But like I'm looking at Haiti build up. Perio was decent hold up, getting the ball, but not coming too many players now. Okay, now they're getting more players in, but then a wayward cross. A wayward cross is the best way to put it. So goal could come in here. But yeah, it's yeah.
A wonderful flick on here. Come on, hold up. You Piro, you need to show that you're the look at the wide ball. Africans, the wide balls are there for 80 forever. Just put a good ball in. See, I told you that it's there because I saw that they're giving them. Yeah. So this is poor from Brazil, because the one thing it is good at here, and might have the advantage, you gave them. It's like me alone saw that from early on. People let Brazil keep and stupidly give them this ball and see what will happen with Brazil, because they're going to lead to corners, and with the advantage that they have aerially will cause problems. I keep people remember analyzing a blood.
Yep. Corner coming up for Haiti here after they win it, and again they have to be
all right. No, because Brazil keep on giving them the wide area for them to put it in early, and then you activate their big forward. Look,
good looping in, headed but defended, but Haiti back,
and they have to make sure they take advantage of this ball. They have to take advantage of these corners,
and easily won by Vinicius, so they get the ball back there.
Yes, I really want to see what they do with this corner. If they whip it in and just fight for it.
Dealt with, but we'll see what they do. But yeah, the early goal definitely changes the dynamic, no doubt.
And then all right. Okay, they tried. Put it back in. Stop. Okay, that's kind of dumb there. Put it back in. Your entire team is there. Don't try to put your poor pass there from Brazil. Put it back in. Put them under some level of pressure. That's the only advantage, the only opportunity you're going to get. This is Brazil. You have to still remember that. They can turn it around. Remember, they are expected to give you 16, man. You understand?
They are. But yeah, as Kume says, this isn't the same efficient. This isn't your dad's Brazil. This isn't your uncle's Brazil. This is Brazil in name only. They got players, don't get me wrong. I won't go as disrespectful saying just fit dudes with great hairstyles. Like you give me the Vinny and a nice slick back Lucas Paqueta, but
Oh God.
there go.
Well,
Oof.
that looked
Well, I guess
like
the transition
yeah.
again down the middle goes near post and Mateus Cunha surfing,
The
surfing
same play.
USA. Hey, if I've learned anything, like once you criticize something, it comes back to bite you immediately. So if you want someone to score, criticize them. I did that. I've been doing that with apparently Kyle Aaron the whole time, and learns with a brace.
The
But
same slip coverage again. That's a good finish. That's a good finish. That's a good finish.
it is a good
But
finish. No, he shouldn't. Thiago shouldn't get the start, in my opinion.
yeah,
He should not.
that's a outrage. That's a good finish, man.
Yep. Good
Let's see
goal
if
for
he breaks the line. They gave it like he
yeah.
breaks it on time.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's on sides by a good amount
Okay, yeah. Because
because his
he was
diagonal
right
run
in
is
behind,
perfect.
so I don't know if he broke the
Yeah.
line correct. But it's a
But
good
to this,
finish though.
yeah. But to this point here, I think Haiti's getting too expansive too quickly. I think the second they win the ball, they are trying to flood with numbers, but they're not passing well enough to maintain it. And when they get
That
turned over, that it just turns into transition moments.
Yes, and agreed because Sebastian, thanks for being here. Massive respect. That's the because if he had just put the ball back in
Mhm.
once, it would have given him the opportunity to reset. That's you're right, Africans. He doesn't know that they're a smaller team, so they started to come in too much bodies forward. And when you're the smaller team, you make sure every action ends into a restart for Brazil. You
Yeah.
understand me? So they have to kick the ball back so you can get back in shape. There, when you let him want the ball, he does have the advantage to restart from a an in-field play, and that's what I
Mhm.
was upset about.
Yep. Yep. Thiago's not getting another start for Brazil, as we said. Agreed. Yep. Thiago likes to share possession with the stands. I was going to say with the opposite, with the other center backs on the opposite side. But this is just a game where if Haiti stayed disciplined, even leaving going to this game 1-0 down wouldn't have been bad. But again, once they get the ball, it's just like, oh, it's see ball, get ball, run. And they're just pushing too many players into the spots and they're getting punished. If they keep it at it like this, and it's tough
What
because now
goals?
it's at two. Once it gets to two, you're still close enough that you want to chase it. Once it gets to three, they better shut this game down.
No,
Because if
man. If
they
it's
want
goes to three, it's done. I don't
oh, I
even have any
agree.
conversation.
Because if it goes to
Yeah,
three, if you're
three
yeah,
is three is bad territory, Africans.
mhm, right. So we got Rafinha who's just crouching down, may have been hit in the face. So we'll look at that. But it's just a game where, look, for all the flower that we gave for Haiti at the beginning of the game, the key point was if they can stay disciplined, they have a chance. And we saw the second they got the ball, discipline went out the window. And again, default settings. We're going to go try to play expansive and get these goals. And it bit them. It technically has bit them 3 times, but one was offsides. And so it's consistently been that, and that's a back five. Oh, and Rafinha's coming off immediately. Okay, I'm wondering what just happened here. So Rafinha coming out immediately right before halftime for Brazil. I'm assuming he is hurt. I can't. I am on an Arabic feed, so if case that wasn't clear, Arabic is not one of my 3 languages, so I couldn't tell you what is being said. Yep, Rafinha out Ryanin.
Nobody here had said that Haiti is going to
Yeah,
beat down Brazil. All right. We had said Haiti had to play in a specific way. Can
Yeah.
you can you listen to the reasoning, please? Nobody had said that, you know.
No, I didn't think they were going to beat them, but I thought they could keep it close and respectful. They had a chance to if they stayed disciplined. And as of now, the answer is no. And no, still don't know what happened with Rafinha. We'll have to take a look and see. Maybe we'll get some news coming through, but he left. I hope it's nothing too serious. I've had my fair share of World Cup ending injuries in the last day, so yeah, I'm good.
So hold on. Someone says here, don't confuse Haiti with any of the African national teams present at this tournament. They are not as skilled. Um, I have not.
No, we
Most
no, we,
African teams doesn't bring all that skills in, bro. I don't know what they're overhyping of African teams. You need to stop blood. All right, just relax, man. You have big African teams, Senegal, that use pace and power just the same. The African team is just Morocco. Just let me stop this overhyping of because you're in Africa, you're just coming to overhype. You have a lot of players that would have made most of the African teams on 80 team. 80 is just a team recruiting. It takes a little while to get everything together. Nothing works overnight. It's a progress. It's a progress you have to make. And 80 did well in the first game against Scotland. I thought that they should have came up with all 3 points. Scotland is a very good team, very organized team from Europe. Did very well in multiple competitions. So Brazil offers something. And to be honest, the 2 goals that Brazil scored was available. A ricochet just a while ago. If the keeper did well, it wouldn't have came off. And then the second one, it's a odd angle goal with a slippage. So to be honest, Haiti is doing decent. We just wanted to see what Haiti could offer in certain areas. And we saw them got the ball and cause some problems there, but they should have just worked a little bit smarter. So we're here analyzing game. All right, just the same as
yeah.
how we're watching African teams against England and other teams we expect. Because the other day you guys came here thinking that Senegal would have beaten France. So why are we changing our amount now? But the record, the record was 75-25 in favor of France. So that means the betting odds never believe it either. You understand me? But why we keep selling that? Why Senegal get this big praise over France? France was the World Cup champion.
Oh,
I don't
and
understand.
at the end of the day,
France,
yes. At the end of the day, you're right. They were and they were the World Cup champions. They're a 2-time World Cup finalists. I think you're looking at team. I think you have a team that has been. I think if you look at African sides over the last 8 years, right? Senegal is the consistency one. If you look over the last 4 years, Morocco has joined that level, if not at their level or surpassed them. So if you're looking in
yes.
terms of longevity, you're seeing a team that has done it at that level. So now you get the opportunity to see, okay, a team in Africa who's been one of the better sides for the last 8 years versus a team in Europe or the world who's been the best. We get to see best versus best and see how they compared. So you give them a fighting chance. And if you want to look at the first half and say, yes, France had opportunities. Nicholas Jackson still hit the post. Sarr misses a chance before the half. Like, yes, those are the 2 clear shots. Once you get to the second half, France was an Mbappe run. Mbappe decided to run, and when he decides to accelerate, you're not catching him, and France put it away. But again, that's a very simplified version of how that game went. But to answer the question, that's how I looked at it because I was saying, let's see best versus best and see what happens, and then
But
see.
the point is not Africans. Well, all I'm
Mhm,
saying is CONCACAF is doing something good. So if you are watching Edi and hoping that Edi does something, it's not a bad thing because you know what the feeling that Edi giving me,
mhm.
they are giving me Canada
2022, yes,
2022 World Cup.
yeah.
They brought in a good amount of players and they're competing at all times. They're not getting blown away in any game. They are being competitive in all isolations because the
Mhm.
quality of the players are there. And surprisingly, they're bringing in even higher quality players than Canada at the stage at this stage. So you never may know. Maybe this is the turning point for Haiti. So give them a chance to build on it. That's all I'm saying. You know.
I won't push back on give them a chance to build on it because I think that's the fair response. That's the right response for it. I'm just curious, just like Canada, right? I think, and I when you gave me that point, I thought about it. I was like, yeah, and Lab like that actually is a very fair comparison. But like Canada, like, can they learn from it? Because the one thing that after that World Cup, after that, what did Canada do? Nations League final that they lost, and then quarterfinals of the Gold Cup, and then Nations League semifinals, and then quarterfinals of the World Cup. And the thing I said about them after a miss clearance, they're coming, but Haiti wins a free kick. The thing I said about Canada after 2022 was Canada are now uncomfortably the third best team in the region, and they have to play and prove that they deserve that spot. When it comes to
And they
Haiti,
have had the quality. They have had keep on
mm-hmm,
adding. So they got an identity, then
mm-hmm,
starting to add the quality to the identity. And now you see Canada in World Cups giving people 6 love. I remember when people thought that I was around when people thought that Canada and Jamaica in the same conversation. I know I should have not named Jamaica, but it had to come up. I was here fighting people telling them that they don't have any sense to compare Jamaica with Canada with what they're doing. And that was when me and Devon and all of those people fighting because I saw what they were doing. You understand me?
that's
Yes. So give
that's good.
80 a chance, give them a chance.
That's good.
That should be 3-0, 3-0. 80 got the third. Brazil got the third one. So all
Well,
we're
check
saying is
the
give them a
yeah,
chance. You never
Vinny.
may
Vinny
know
gets
what
it.
will happen.
Yeah, that's the yeah. They see this is now a situation where you have a Brazil side that are saying, "Oh, you want to play Highline? Okay, cool,
Yeah, yeah.
Vinny, go run, Vinny." And now they're taking the highlight. Yeah, this game is done. So hey, if
Over the
they're
top
Canada
here.
play,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was too high. And Vinny speed got in. Um, would you say the keeper could have done something about stopping it? But
one v
the
one.
eye line was poor there,
Yeah,
very poor from Haiti.
to use the Canada comparison, this is their Croatian lesson. Okay, so this is Haiti's lesson in Portuguese. But thankfully, I don't think the Haitian coach said we're gonna batter Brazil because we have to. So he didn't
No,
have a
no,
Herdman moment.
I don't think they came
He
up
didn't
on
have a
to
Herdman
batter
moment.
Brazil, but
But no,
they came up
this is
with
their
strong
education.
confidence. Africans,
Yeah,
they came up with strong because remember these are look. All right, look, because we have to tell people that these are not small, like us average players. They are solid players playing for good clubs. Belgrade believe that he can battle in midfield with Casemiro because he did that. You understand me? And Casemiro is older in the league that he's playing in. So sometimes they don't actually know that, oh, you're playing with other level because Ade and those guys are not on your level. So you have to
mm,
find that mixture. So they're coming to the CONCACAF, they're going to learn it. This is the grind pains that they're going to work off. So people, it's Brazil, all right? Brazil is expected to come out and fire, all right? And they're firing, all right? Yes.
listen, this is their Croatian baptism. Okay, this is what Canada went through when Croatia said, "You scored a goal. That's cute.
All
Now
right.
we are going to teach you." And
All right,
listen,
Edie,
I need that.
Edie
Yep,
getting
he gets
angry.
enough yelling.
Okay.
It's pride, man. Like I get it. You're not trying to who
Referee,
wants
oh my God. Jesus
he gives
Christ.
Perio that man. That's
You can't touch the Brazilians, them. They should not be touched.
well, at least now we know that. Not the first yellow, the second one, most definitely. Oh man, this is this is their this is their education moment. But yeah, yep, game over. I think
Come
Vinny
on,
scored.
Edie, just
Yep.
get to Saliba. Get the ball down there. You did it once and it looked good. Try again. All right.
The views expressed of the Man City fan are the views of him alone and do not necessarily affect the views of the
No.
Wolves fan who's going through
Oh
the
God!
championship.
They said our
Yeah.
age. Oh my God! I can't believe this.
Oh, always
They're
respect
trying to
for
hurt the
sure.
king of Brazil. Oh my God! this dude
No, the
won't
king of
stop,
Brazil is Neymar.
man.
Just he's still holding
He's
ground.
talking the Arsenal man. That's all he's talking about, man. He's not here to watch Brazil. He's here to gloat over his average team, you know.
Yeah, agreed. They should have, but again, you got to finish your chances. Again, Canada 2022, Belgium was there for them. They couldn't finish their chances. And in this game, yes, you can say that missed calls and all those things, yes, but you got to finish your chances. If Brazil is playing for goal difference atop the group, and that's the worry.
So half time.
Time indeed.
It's half time. 80 made some little errors here and there, but channel, you know,
Yeah.
better game plan. Frustrate Brazil a little bit longer.
Hmm.
I can't give up on that ball that he should have just pumped back into the box. I don't know what he was trying. He should just give it back to Brazil right there. I thought that's what really changed the tide of the game. Everyone was up front, and then you try to push it past the player. And you never even try to, if you're going to lose the ball, make sure it goes outside. Yeah.
Hmm. No, agreed. I think, like we had said earlier, and you have some of the stats for this first half here. Haiti started well, but I think their problem is I think defensively they were disciplined, but the second they got the ball, they were too eager to get into the attacking spaces. And look, they did sustain some pressure. Don't Let's not act as if they just got the ball and they were running as if they had no idea. They were able to sustain some pressure, but when you push players up like that, that's why you play back three, so you have cover for your wing backs as they push up. But when everyone pushes up, and instead of having a back three defending, you have two, and you have a trailing center back or a fullback, those passes, those diagonal runs that Brazil were hitting, they had one with Rafinha, who left injured. We'll see if we get an update from him. That was offsides. And then Cunha gets a rebound goal. Cunha gets a goal, and then Vinny puts a goal away. They've not the key thing where we're using for them is discipline. And in this game, they started with a bit of it, and then it just slowly faded. And yeah, you could see you're getting beat.
They
It's
did
3
call
0.
it Africans, but it's the World Cup Africans. When you look at the stadium and you saw 60,000 people, some very looking good human
Hey,
beings,
hey, some people are
you
playing for the
level of
future wives, eh? They're
want to
playing for
play.
the future wives.
Your level
In
of want to
in a
play
200
and
section,
start
okay?
to.
Some Haitian and Samba baby is coming. I understand, but listen,
Yeah, so you know that they wanted to give something to their people, but they forgot that they're playing Brazil. You understand? So your point that they should have stayed um,
more
organized
disciplined. Yeah,
was spot
organized
on from
basketball.
early.
Yeah.
You said, can Haiti stay organized? No, they can't. The Asian got caught out because of the sensations going on around the stadium because it looks beautiful.
All JJ is saying the rhythm
If it
was
was
nice, but
me,
they want the
I
dance was
might
nice.
lose my way as well. Africans, you understand me?
Yeah,
Sometimes you can lose your way, you know?
your wife is upstairs, JD. Your wife is upstairs. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Your wife is upstairs.
Yes, I'm just saying based on what I'm seeing and the posts on the internet, the players can lose their way.
Some some of y'all likes are very visible. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. But let's see what you guys are thinking of this first half. Trying to hit that cool. Right. It's Arsenal's best actor for the previous EPL season. Okay.
I'm not going to get in that fight, because Africans
Yeah.
already set me up to the fan base. So I'm not going to get into it.
I put up alley oops for people to dunk in. Yes. Haiti's left back looks like a solid player. Well, we'll definitely take a look at that as the stats for the game are there. Inexperienced, Claudine. You have to gain experience somewhere, and this is their education, right? And that's the question, because in this type of a game,
Oh God! Oh God!
that
Oh
comment.
God.
That's getting started for me. If you had put money on
Oh
that, I'd be
God.
like, we're keeping it up all night. Right? Why did they play a back five? Because they wanted. Look, the discipline was there when they played the back five at the beginning, at least. Right? It kept the wide space narrow, and with those fullbacks there, they could at least attack when Brazil put the ball out wide and still have the cover with the back three. The issue became when they started to push players too forward, and then once a turnover happened, now they're not running back. If you're gonna run forward when you have possession, you got to run back when you don't have it. And the ball always moves faster than the player with the ball. Passing is always faster than a dribble. There's only been one JJ Okocha, one Ronaldinho. The ball passes faster than the player. Davies can run as fast as he can. Passing it will still run faster. And Brazil did that. Haiti should have consulted Arteta. Listen, you also need
Oh God.
you need some rice in the middle for that. And yes, it's Haiti, but you need a good midfielder for that.
Africans, I can tell you, I think Arteta and Arsenal fans are the most delusional fans on planet Earth. Like, it's just bad. I heard people I saw people on Twitter posting that Arteta is a bigger coach than Pep Guardiola. Like, they're putting their tier list, and Arteta is second to Jesus. And they literally put Jesus in front at the top, and Arteta right close to Jesus. You understand me? Let me just focus on this game. I'm begging to God, I want to go back to sleep properly. All right? Yes. Yeah.
JD, all I'm going to say to you is delusional fan base and Arsenal. All I'm going to say is you're so close to the fire that you should be able to call another fire out. And I will say with that, yes, JL is saying you won't score with one striker, possibly, but you need that one striker to help back and defend. What Capo Verde and DR Congo did in their matches is very difficult for 90 minutes of disciplined football. And to that point, I'd say that's how they play, though. That's more so closer to their style than a team that has played more expansive, right? We got Hank Hill saying Haiti's making CONCACAF look bad. That's Jamaica's job. I'm going to leave that there and read the rest of these comments.
Oh, Lord.
Right. Okay, I need less than 2 goals in the second half, and I'm good. Come on, Haiti. D up. Okay, so betting advice apparently goes for Cartizzle. So if you need your betting advice or non-advice, go to Cartizzle there. Yeah. He's a coach, Fela. Okay. Cote Isidore. Like, I think Isidore, then this is the conversation in terms of, do you start Isidore or Perio? I think if you start Perio, you think he's going to give you hold up. I think for the game that you were trying to play, Isidore was the better fit because I think he's a better transition forward for that. So yes, he may give up some hold up, but once you win the ball, then you can at least put the ball into space. He can get on it. He can hold it up with his pace and put pressure on the defense that way versus having to commit everyone else in the midfield and the wingers up. And then when you turn the ball over, your defenders are running, and then Cunha's running on one diagonal, and then Vinny's running on another diagonal. And it's not the yellow and blue, but it's dark blue and it's Brazil, and you're panicking. You don't know what to do. And now it's 3-0. So I think that would have been my call as well. The only good thing is Minge is getting fired. Well, I don't know. But they may see this as a progress.
Okay. The fight starts. I can't believe that Africans. Why you brought up Arsenal in this? Okay, Arsenal wouldn't come out of their group if they were actually playing the World Cup. All right, I think you're disrespecting big bad countries. All right, yes, you have good countries in this in the blood. All right, yes.
Yep.
But let me continue. Go ahead, Africans. Sorry.
Nelson, good to see you as well. Brazil will destroy this lot. I think how this game is set up, it could get ugly. Not 10-0 ugly, but I think 6-6 is definitely a possibility.
Yes, we don't want to hear your story. We don't want to hear it. We want to watch our Asians in peace. So you can join the Swiss. Yes. I am not going to be here for the Swiss. So you can fight with the Swiss.
Well, I will be here for the Swiss, most definitely.
I know Africans, and I will try to support you. But at some point, I need to sleep blood. All right? Yes. But I will share the links and everything, but I will be sleeping blood.
All right. And put Isidore and Lenny on, at least show something before Nations League. True. But hey, this baptism and this education,
they're showing something.
They are showing something.
People have to understand that there's a level here. You have CONCACAF, not because you saw these fixed fixed United States and Mexican team qualifying and those stuffs. If they were in these groups, Brazil, USA would have gotten 4 or 5 from Brazil as well. The same. Don't let people fool you and make up their fantasy story. United States would have gotten 4 or 5 from Brazil, just the damn same. And Mexico will struggle against Brazil just the same. All right, maybe not 4-0 or 5-0, but you have to understand that we are not the biggest region. We maybe make the most nice because we have Jamaica in this group, in this category that is always the greatest team. And you understand me? We start Americans saying Belgium is washed up, and then they went on to get a 4-piece of chicken. Yeah, a 5-piece of chicken, I should say, not 4. You get me? So this region is not on the same level, but we're getting there. That's a good thing. So let we celebrate getting there. You understand why we can't celebrate getting there, Africans? That's my problem. Why people don't want to celebrate? Yeah, but they're disrespecting the teams. Like they are competing.
They're competing, but again, you're on the big stage. You want to make sure you put up a performance or do something, right? Remember, we said for Curacao, Cape Verde, leave with something. Curacao may have gotten beaten. They left with their goal, right? If anything else, they could lose every other game 7-0. They left with their goal. Capo Verde came and drew. They didn't play football.
Okay, so it's a non-ambition thing. Just get a goal. And I hit that, right? Well, Haiti is looking for the long run. They are trying to put something together just like what Canada did. Remember, people were talking about Canada the same way, Oh, you just look good in every game and you ain't going anywhere. They came back to CONCACAF, beat the crap out of everybody, then add a very good coach and propel themselves into a team. To be honest, I can see, even though Canada is short-handed, the way they play, I can see they stay in more games than United States and maybe even Mexico. So they have gotten a ideology that they are working off, and they have added quality players. So sometimes some of you not seeing what's going on, and you're not seeing the greatness from early on. So don't sleep on the Americans, the Mexicans, the Canadians. CONCACAF is looking decent, but the levels are different. You have different levels of football. Simple as that, man. Just be appreciative of that CONCACAF winning some games and in some games. All right.
So statistics of that first half: possession felt a lot wider than it was, but 62-38 is the possession breakdown. 7 total shots for Brazil, 3 big chances, no shots at all for Haiti. So if you're not going to get any shots off, you might as well just send that. If you're not shooting on frame, you might as well just stay back. They had 1 corner they weren't able to do anything with.
And they had the entry that they're whipping an entry, because that's a problem, Maybe because when I was telling you that in 4 minutes against Senegal, our fans should have been 3-0 up. Because people don't look at the entries and the actions. And Mbappe had 3 to 4 actions that he just needed to control the ball. Just President to control the ball, and average Senegal would have been under 3-0. And the game would have been a complete different game. So I watch these things because that's what I do. I'm an analyst. I'm not a YouTube sensation trying to look for clout. You understand me? And argue with people on the internet. That's why after I said this people might be looking at Senegal running up and down. But if Mbappe just control the ball, this is an embarrassment. And he came in the second half and embarrassed them. Bruh, watch the football, man, and stop looking for argument on the internet, So, JD, I disagree with you. USA will reach. No, USA not reaching no semifinal, blood. All right, I'm very sorry. You're gonna get embarrassed. If we keep on hyping up the United States like this, you're gonna get embarrassed. We have to watch reality, yeah. Stop disrespecting other teams, them. All right, USA is doing good. They have gotten favorable draw, just like Canada and Mexico to some extent. We have to look at those things as well, Africans. We can't just make up stories and say this is why we have to be this extreme. Why we can't just understand that CONCACAF and the rest of the world is not the same level? All right, people, I am going. Omar Henry, I am going to be here for you. Because remember, we have to play these teams, all right? We have to play these teams. I'm not going to argue with your blood. You can stay in the chat and argue. I never came here to pay attention to you. That you guys are fixated on people. But who create better chances? Did I question who create better chances? Who created chances on the paper? Clearly, you don't watch football and you don't know football. Because I kept telling you, watch football with your eye and not your feelings. I said at halftime, am I lying, Africans? Did I not stand up and said, if average ass Senegal comes back with this dumbass play, we left in the whole entry and Lord Jesus Christ can control the ball, it's going to be an embarrassment, Africans. Didn't I say that? Because you're on my stream. What took place? They're the same thing because they're dumb. They're just a bunch of average ass run up and down merchant. There is no education into their football. Simple as that. Go ahead, man. Right. You don't know football, man. You're hard, you're a lot, man.
So substitutes coming in for the second half. We got Isidore coming in for Frankie, for Perio. So that is Piero, sorry. So that's one sub coming in, and then the second sub for Haiti coming in is Simon coming in for Carlin's. So they're going to try to be a little bit more fleet of foot here to get maybe a goal here, closest goal difference.
Film says, which would be a lot of
ideal for them.
And 8 while forgetting. No, go ahead, Africans. I'm just reading the actual matter, the comments that matters to me.
All right. And so when it comes to that, I think that's what you want to do. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to Rafinha. With him subbing out, but Brazil not making any changes for what is there. But I mean, the stats stay there. I think if you're again still going with one striker for, and I see the comments from the Haitians saying they got here playing 2 strikers. If that's the case, you can go out playing how you want, but the other side is far more talented and far better. I think if you're Haiti, stay disciplined. Don't commit as many players up when you get the ball, and then just make this game run as it goes. And I think that's where the opening will come for them. But at this point, I mean, this game feels like it's already run from them. So build off of this, keep it well, so that by the time you get to the Morocco game, when it comes to Haiti, maybe you're trying to build and give yourself that opportunity to do something good there as the ball is kicked off. Here in the
no, Ank, I am not mad. So hold on. Sorry, Africans, but the chat is going mad. Ank says, I am mad. United States would be leading 3-0 against Brazil. You see what I'm talking about, Africans? That's my. You believe these things? You believe that United States would beat Brazil 3-0 at this rate, even as bad as what people think Brazil is? Because that's my problem, Because Brazil drew with Morocco. Morocco played the best football in the entire competition for the first set round. People never even look at that with their transition. That's what we need to stop. It was a very good game between Brazil and Morocco. But obviously, you have a lot of people that try to bring their tribalism from Africa over and create unnecessary war and just pit things up. If you're talking football, Morocco played the best football in the first round. And it wasn't me, ex-player saying the same thing, and I said that live. So the Brazil game was just a good game. They matched up a good team on the day. Look at Egypt. Egypt embarrassed themselves against Nigeria, right? Don't Egypt came up and looked very good against Belgium. Am I lying, Africans? So sometimes we need to just watch the game and honestly respect the team. Respect the other team, man.
Sure, look, second half is going, guys. And
no, but we have to argue the point,
we'll be arguing.
You're feeling Turkey topping. Well, the group ain't finished. And that's why I'm saying don't jump to your ego first. Watch the games them out. Watch the games them out, all right? Please don't disrespect the team them. Watch the games them out. Go ahead, African. Sorry. It's just the war, the back and forth. They're
Yeah, I
waking me up,
am well.
Yeah.
I'm well aware of that. I am well aware of that. But no, like no team is going to be at that level immediately. They gather, work, and build on it, right? It's the same thing. I remember I made this point with what's it called with Nelson the other day. Saudi Arabia came to a World Cup, lost 8-0 to Germany 2002. Few World Cups later, first matchup they beat Argentina. It's a process. You're not going to get it all done in one day, but every time you get in this level, it's a learning experience. It's you get to measure where you are versus arguably the best who qualified in the world. So at this point, Haiti's learning is getting their education. They're not there
Simple,
right now.
simple. But
They're
but
not
Ank,
there.
but look at Ank. Ank says, JD, the issue is that most of us just looking at Brazil as Brazil. You understand me? But no, Ank. We saw them put up together. Look, we saw a mixed Belgian team, and to be honest, USA couldn't do nothing with them when they decided to put it together, Ank. So what you make of those performances? You understand me? They have not played anybody on that level as yet. Since they got that embarrassment, Africans. You see what I'm saying? So what gives you the confidence to say that they have already slipped to elite level when they have not played any elite team as yet? Africans, let me know if I'm dumb or that is not a valid question. Since they have got embarrassed, they have not played any elite team. Oh yes, they did play Germany, right? But they lost as well. So they looked solid against Germany, that is true. But they have not won any elite games since then. So why we should be here glorifying the team as in like they're gonna beat elite teams? Is it not fair, Africans, for we to say we'll wait until we see them against an elite team? I don't know why that don't make any sense. Yo, I thought that Jamaican fan base was the worst, but I realized it's just CONCACAF. all right. I will wait. I am loving this World Cup. Yeah. America winning the World Cup, blood. All right, cool. I will take it.
I mean, they are not, but
no, Africans, they are. They are going to win the World Cup, blood. I have to say it, Africans. They are going to.
Well, you've clearly seen. I mean, there's a lot of orange powder that's been following Infantino. So yeah, I think for sure in that case, probably. But no, I don't think they're winning the World Cup because they've played a Paraguay side, which Paraguay didn't play them the first half. The second half, if I'm going to be optimistic, I look at the second half and say, okay, yeah. And then Australia today, I'll give them credit for beating Australia side without Pulisic today. I'll give them that credit for beating Australia without Pulisic. But again, I want to see them against teams that will actually play, right? Teams that won't be intimidated by them. Australia is basically a physical CONCACAF side, right? Defend, transition, space. That's what they are. So play Turkey,
Africans,
not because whether you rate Turkey or not, Turkey is the matchup because that
Turkey should have scored 7 against Australia. Africans. Turkey created more chances. I don't know how Turkey came off that field, never win that game 25-0 or 25-2. Put it at that. Because Australia is just a physical.
3 years.
But they're just a physical troubled team. Their physicality, if they can whip the ball in, their physicality is just a problem, and if you don't score your chances, you're going to lose the game. That's it. USA finished their chances. We are giving USA credit, but all I'm saying, Africans, we don't hype up USA. It's not like the history of Mexico that always reaches this stage. You understand me?
I understand what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying. But it looked like I should just say USA will win the World Cup. So I'm going to say USA will win the World Cup, Africans. I don't know what to tell you, but the World Cup will be won. It's not going anywhere. It's staying in America. It's not South America. North America, blood. All right? That's all I have to tell you. I need to come and be the sensations on the internet and tell you that it's going to stay in North America, blood.
Well, you've jumped the shark. We have Jump, a Shark, and 3.
America winning. Oh, Claudine, Jesus Christ. So Claudine went from Jamaica
Claudine,
and
I was thinking the
Dominican.
same thing. And doesn't ship well with tariffs because like I don't want to have to pay too much on the tariffs for that. I don't need that juice. But no,
No, because
it's
Claudine, internet sensations want me to say these things. They want to make up stories. They go to racism. They find narratives of history just to make up stories. That's all I'm saying, Claudine. So I just have to say, America winning this thing, blood. Omar Eddy said, "Come, JD, come on, sir. Turkey roast? No, no, no. Turkey was better than Australia by a billion miles, blood. All right, and that's what I'm saying. When we watch these games, all right, you know what I don't like? Look at this. Lord Cap Verde performance, Africans. Oh, will Lord Cap Verde performance.
they didn't
What
play
Cap Verde
football.
did in the whole game. What they
They
did in the
didn't play
whole damn
football.
game.
They didn't play
So
football, but that's their decision to make. They didn't play football, and they got a draw out of it. The goal Spain had 35 shots, it felt like, and then they went through. But look, you're playing. You have to again. You get to the World Cup. You have to decide what you want to do. Are you going to try to get through to the 32 your way or the pragmatic way, right? And unfortunately, the best version of pragmatism was Morocco 4 years ago. But Morocco did it with better players and players who could finish. Australia has always been that style, but against again a better side, or at least a side that finished their chances. That's what happened, and that's the life that you live. Anyways, apparently because it's 3-0, we've lost the plot.
Yes, that's and people commenting. JD must be short, just delusional. What did I say wrong? I can't believe I'm hearing that I am delusional. You know? So Africans, I should be the Africans. Give me a percent. All right, people, you're listening. Obviously, it's 3-0, so we can talk. AD is playing much better. They're trying to get more shots off and everything. So we will focus on that soon. But what is it? The question of the day, Africans? Since I am delusional, give me a percentage, Africans. This is going to be recorded, Africans, recorded on different spectrums. All right. Let me know what percentage you have of United States winning the World Cup, blood. This is recorded here because they said I'm delusional. I should say that Australia was better than Turkey. I'm going to let it finish, but I'm setting the stage. Yes, they said I'm Delulu. I know I'm Delulu. Australia was better than Turkey, which is a lie because they never watched the game. They only saw the scoreline. And United States will win the World Cup. So we are putting Africans on the center stage. You know, what percentage Africans? You have the words. I'm not saying anything more.
Yeah, I am the host, and as the host, what I will tell you is that put your predictions in the comments on what percentage you think, and I'm going to say, is there still a trail of orange all through this World Cup? Yes. Okay. Cool. So I'm giving it a 5% chance because the trail of orange residue is everywhere. If there's any World Cup that's going to feel like 2002,
5%,
that a team can make that run, but it's a 5% because there's the unknown of what are the matchups. That's what I want to see. I want to see who. It's not as simple as winner A plays runner up B and winner B plays runner up A. It's a little bit closer as another shot that Haiti complaining for a penalty, but they're probably not going to get VAR looking at that. But to me, it's the matchups come the round of 16. But the round of 32 should be easy enough. The quarterfinals is where it'll get there. I think it comes down to what those matchups come down to. So I give you that 5% because orange residue is all over this World Cup. And because 5%? Of that,
all right. Yeah. Well, okay. Okay, Africans. I was expecting a little bit more, you know, with your chest, 25. 23 because 23 because we are minimizing the CONCACAF region because that's what Ang says. You know, I gave the CONCACAF region so much respect. When I'm talking about Canada, not even Africans not hyping Canada like me. because Africans was saying, let me see it first, no man. And I'm saying, no, Africans, they are going to beat teams. They're and Africans saying, oh boy, Ghana beat me so bad, over the years, Let me see it first. Especially the Copa. Africans don't do face like that. It is recorded as Africans. The Copa, you never had so much hope in Canada. You never,
There's water is
you're
wet,
saying you want to
sky
see
is
it,
above me. No, I don't understand why this is a conversation. I don't understand why this is a conversation. I like I
No,
don't
I'm
understand.
defending. I'm defending my honor,
Yeah.
Africans, to say that
Oh, okay. So
I
now you're
do pick
defending
up
your
for
honor.
CONCACAF
Okay.
teams. Yes, because I'm trying to play with me, and I'm saying no. I just don't overhype the team to say that they are going to be World Cup winners. We know that the world is catching up in football, so come on, man. But
How
stop
they are,
disrespect the
yeah,
other nations, them.
how they are currently set up, I think again, the best defense is Mexico's. We're talking strictly CONCACAF. The best defense is Mexico's.
Mm-hmm.
The best
Agreed.
midfield is the US. And Canada aren't healthy enough for me to say what their ceiling is. So I'll just say, look, it's going to be vibes and maple syrup. It will take us to where it needs to go. That'll be it. But that's the thing. So far, that's how I would look at it. And so at the end of the day, if I have to pick a team, but the problem is you have the history of those teams in these competitions, right? Mexico has the curse of five. The US, it's always the the US in World Cups is England and their World Cup runs. They're on the other their pathway is easy, and then once they face a team that's good, then you're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
last World Cup, they played England, they played Iran, they played Wales. Cool. They made the second of the
Yes,
group.
and
They played
they did look good against England. We have to give them
they,
credit. They
they played the
hit the
Dutch.
bar. Yeah, they were the cardio team. They were running more than everybody in the last World Cup, and I gave them credit. If you go back to my research, Africans, I gave them so much credit that the USA is really improving. I like what they're doing and stuff, but this time the expectations are a little bit higher, Africans. And all I'm saying is maybe they are not going to meet that 45% chance of winning the World Cup. Like what your fan base is saying and thinking. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Me saying the USA don't have the 45% chance of winning the World Cup I don't know. They said you're keeping quiet, Africans, because they believe that the 45%,
I don't know what anyone's arguing about anymore. I'm watching this Haiti game, and they're built up as nice. This would have been
Well,
nice in the first
Africans,
half.
Anki's there telling Africans, you need to, you're quiet because you believe the chance, Oh, he
No
said
bragging.
you believe that I minimized CONCACAF teams, but that's not true. I covered Jamaica's streams, and if you know one goddamn thing, Jamaica, the fan base, Jamaica's national team is a very overhyped team. So I have to always be real, and it can come off as minimizing, but the truth is just the truth, and I was proven right. So you should have been coming here to tell me sorry and realize that I don't put the emotions in it. It's just flat out football. You saw that dude come here trying to argue a point that he doesn't even understand what I'm saying. That's what people does. I am more of a machine. I'm just looking at the raw footage that happened on the field. If Mbappe controlled the ball 3 times, big average Senegal would have been under three love, and nobody would have been talking. I was looking at those actions. Obviously, that's why he could have referred to a stat. You know why? Because he never watched the games and he's not watching the plays. That's the difference with me. So I am sending you back to watch the damn football game and see actions. And that's why I made my analysis for second half to say that France will come out next half and just start firing. This is not really of a close game as to what you're seeing. Maybe a stat can come and fool you if you're not watching the game. But watching these actions, just like what we are telling with Haiti, Haiti cannot give my boy that inside entry pass again, or else he's going to have a problem. What happened? They gave him the entry pass again, and Cunha come with the slip coverage and he just puts it in. So the entry pass wouldn't be recorded, Africans. The entry pass wouldn't be recorded, right? And a stat, the entry pass wouldn't be recorded, but we just saw it. And we pointed it out, and then right after, it was the one that made the goal. That is what you call watching actual football. and not just start chasing to make it seem
Okay.
like you know what you're watching.
Okay.
That's what you guys give us respect for. So come on, man.
So
Jay,
yeah.
I'm not Belgian. I'm not Belgian. Yeah. Go ahead, Africans. I'm
Anyways,
just fighting at this point.
yeah, you really are. Anyways, for those who are
Yes.
here for the game, Casimir just came out for Lu Lulu. So I know JLS was wondering why Lou and Isidore weren't on the pitch. They are now on the pitch together. And look, it's been a better half for Haiti just because they've been in the buildup and Brazil have been sitting back. They got their 3 goal lead, and that puts them on top of the group with goal difference. So they don't need to chase anything else. So they're good there. Depends on who the USA meets. Germany, Argentina, poof, USA gone. True, 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 true. Omar Henry standing on his 47%. That's a very specific percentage amount. I'm just going to ask you who you voted for. That's all. That's a very specific percentage. That's okay. 45 and 47. That's
Oh
a
my
very
God.
specific percentage. All right.
Omar, that means if United States is 47% to win this World Cup, I don't want to see when Jamaica playing United States again in Africans, people coming to tell me that Jamaica is going to win the game in Africans. You see what I'm talking about, Africans? These are the same people, tell me that Jamaica is going to beat United States, and then I should back them, And if I don't back them, I'm not,
JD. First of all, deep breaths, deep breaths. Secondly, JD. Grab a drink of juice. Thirdly, JD, I
Omar!
watched. And Chris Smith, I'll get to your question because I think that's a very interesting conversation for sure. But it looks like we're getting Endrick, who's coming on. That is correct for
Hendrik,
Cunha.
yeah.
So
That's problem for Haiti, blood.
Mm-hmm. So we'll definitely get to those. Yep, and yep.
Fanden, bless yourself, man. I'm Fanden, bless yourself, Fanden. Sorry about that, man. I saw you coming, but because I'm fighting, you know it goes. Once I'm up, people come here to fight, and we back, baby. We back. Next stream, everybody here for the fighting, because believe me, United States will be getting a harder game, and I will be here for it. I'm gonna break my rule, not doing United States games. I am going to watch that Africans. Even I'm gonna stand up here and not saying a one word. If you want to join, you can join, because you're the only one will be talking. I'm gonna just be watching.
See, Hank. See now. This is where I agree with you. I think there's going to be orange powder everywhere, but technically he'll win another engagement because this technically wasn't wasn't a freedom spreading. It was an engagement in the Asian theater. So that thing. But to your point, Christmas had this question, and I'll get back to it because I didn't start. But how well do you think Haiti will do in CONCACAF now? Look, and we said this earlier, and I don't. Yeah, Haiti.
You got it.
Free
kick. No. I am watching the game now, but you are doing the conversation. It's okay. You saw that it flips. Yeah, give me the credit. I was just in a war mood. Africans, can you please tell everyone that it's not me controlling anything? Because Travis is bodying me up saying that I skipped his comment. Travis, my hands are here fighting. I'm violently engaged with fighting. I am not doing anything, blood. It's Africans. Please, somebody curse Africans. Nothing to do with me.
Yeah, because I need that action in my life. Anyways, to the question, how well do I think? And JD, this is for you as well. How do you think Haiti will do in CONCACAF now? What do they learn from this? Because look, we've made the comparison that Haiti is Canada 2022, and Canada 2022 created two things. One, everyone saw them on the world stage, decide they're not going to play defense. They're going to play them man up. They're going to play them and see what happens. And they almost got to Belgium. They got an education from Croatia, and Morocco was kind of an even game. For Haiti, they're as good as their discipline. It's as simple as that. They can be. Now, I think the Scotland game is also a product of who you play. And Scotland's not trying to be an expansive side. Scotland is hey, we're going to score a goal. And once we get that goal, we're going to protect the 3 points. That's them. And so you're going to look better against that team. It's the same way that, as much as, yes, we crushed Canada, crushed Qatar. Qatar is a sit back and defend side, and if you have your finishing boots, Canada, unlike Switzerland, they'll crush a team. And you saw those boots come out again. So for Haiti, it's as simple as how well do they stay disciplined. We know they have the want to be offensive. We know they want to get out, and that was the problem this first half. When they stayed disciplined, they were doing well to frustrate the other side. But their problem was they were also frustrating themselves because they wanted to play. They wanted to run to get into those spaces. So if you can harness them to be better defensively, their ceiling opens because now you have a team that if you have to play in this region, they can play offensively, they can play in transition, but they can also be disciplined enough to be good defensively and move the ball. The problem with that is everyone in this region will see that and say, okay, cool, we're going to make you be impatient. We're going to take this ball in the same way that, because in this region, once Canada showed that they wanted to run, do you see any team saying, yes, let's play them in an up and down, fast paced game? Do you see any team in this region saying, yeah, this is what you do well. Let's play to that? No. Watch the games against El Salvador. There were more fouls per minute than there were shots until the cards came. Then the shots came. Once they know what your strength is, that's where they take that away. So I think for Haiti, it's if they can get the defensive discipline, then I think that opens up a lot for them. That was
Lord, what a strike!
Yeah.
Oh God, that was a vicious strike that hit down but it was offside. It's offside. Yeah. You're well said, Africans. But to tell you what, I think Haiti have already kicked a corner. Haiti came out of us, Honduras and Costa Rica zone. You understand me? And they weren't outplayed in none of the games. Then I thought that they should have won both of the Costa Rica games.
Yeah, but their discipline is what cost them the Costa
yes. So that's why I said you're on point. I do believe that they have achieved certain things, but remember I just told you, all CONCACAF teams are mixed teams with high level players coming from high level league to OK leagues. So it takes a little while for that mixture to work in. And that's where the chemistry comes. So over time, I think Haiti did the best, almost close to impossible, qualifying in the end because of the position that they were going into the last game. So they did that. But over time, that as what African said, the chemistry will come on, and so the discipline will come, and the better players then will realize that this is a CONCACAF. You can't come here and just bully everyone. You have to really work with your teammates and build that synergy, and it will come, but it will take a little time. So, but I still believe that going in, today Haiti is a better team than Jamaica. I think they are still a better team than Suriname as well. Would you agree that, Africans? I think the quality that they have added, I would still give them the edge over them. I don't know.
Over Suriname?
Over Suriname and Jamaica at this point, yes.
I think it's get
close, but yeah,
it is close. I think they firmly get into because I think there's tiers in CONCACAF, right? I think I'll put the top four, which is Canada, Panama, United States, Mexico. I think that's tier one. The next tier is
so you're putting Panama in tier one.
Yeah,
because I was drawing them down a little, to the top of tier three. But
who has the most
tier two or tier two?
Who has the most consistent performances in terms of looking competitive against the top two teams in the region? Them. Mexico has made Canada look poor.
You're using consistency.
Yes, I'm always consistency. I'm always consistency. And so for me, that's tier one. The next tier you have, right, Jamaica, Costa Rica, Haiti, Curacao, those four. And Haiti, like, they're in that second tier-esque, but it's the same thing I said about Canada after 22. They're uncomfortably sitting there. I think they're a midfielder away of really knocking in some better defenders, but that's where discipline comes in. You may not have the IQ, but if you be disciplined, that does a lot. And so I think Haiti has to show that they stay there as Haiti picks up another yellow. So great for that. And so I think
Brazil
that,
had gotten a yellow as well.
yeah, Brazil did get a yellow. So I think Haiti has to be in that space. And I don't even remember who I put in my second tier because I'm seeing people saying Jamaica is not tier two.
No,
And yeah,
I was surprised you put Jamaica.
they're not
You
tier
put
two.
Jamaica and throw
Jamaica's not tier
Suriname. I don't think Jamaica is better
two.
team than Suriname. Don't think
I'm
they're better than Curacao. And I
listen,
think Haiti is above them today.
and that's fine. I'm penalizing Suriname with the same energy I penalize Jamaica for missing the World Cup.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. But I think that Curacao is above both of them. We have to, because you said you're giving like experience or whatever they have done before.
Yeah. So
The record between Curacao and Jamaica is Curacao better than Jamaica because they have a winning record against Jamaica. And to be honest, Curaçao's games were much more impressive coming in to the qualifying. Remember, in the Gold Cup, Jamaica got embarrassed, Curaçao outplayed even weaker Canada team, but they outplayed Canada too as well, in the in going into the qualifier,
It wasn't a weaker Canada. It was technically their best side minus a few defenders and the midfielder. But
yeah, but my final Africa is 11 players and a fielder. If it's a minus a few defenders and a midfielder, I wanted to give Canada some respect, Africans.
Fair enough.
You hear the people said I'm a hater of CONCACAF. Let me get my one.
I have to redo this properly and see the teams because I'm pulling out teams out of nowhere and I'm not sure where I'm putting them anywhere. So, but I think that's the first tier. The next tier is where the conversation gets, and I think for Haiti, they're uncomfortably there. I think Jamaica are holding on to there by a thread, but really they're ready to go down to tier 3.
Yes,
and then
Jamaica is already in tier 3. I'm very Africans must have a Jamaican wife. I'm very sorry because the way he picks up for Jamaica is incredible.
Since when? Since when more clerical issues than wins?
Africans,
since when?
Africans, everybody in the chat, even Jamaicans say that, boy, Africans, I don't believe you. Trinidad saying that they don't believe you. And they still say, yeah,
give me the list. Give me a proper tier list. Give me a proper tier list because I'm not putting you. If I said that, and I probably did say that, forgive me. I am tired. I have done 9 straight days. I want to sleep, but I am here. I'm building a spreadsheet right now. Leave me. Let me.
Yes, build it and release it separate because they're gonna beat you, And I thought that you got the wife, but that's all I was thinking. And maybe Africans got the wife, And,
no, JD. If I'm gonna get a wife, if I'm gonna get a football wife, I'm going to Cape Verde. Okay, or I'm going to Capo Verde to find a wife. If that's what I'm gonna do. Okay.
Upton says it's a combination of Curaçao's field being a tennis court and JFF screw in Jamaica. At no point he said Curaçao's players were better than Jamaica's players, This is when he brought up. I take out the Curaçao's field because Jamaica field is garbage. So we forgot that Jamaica field is garbage, and they had to play Jamaica and Jamaica field as well. Uptown. So put the JFF in it. 100% I agree with you when it comes on to the JFF. That is a given. So I agree with that side. But also Curaçao's players are technically sound, much more organized, much more football educated. I am because remember Jamaica have a mixture of players, quality players and very low quality players, very extremely dog crap low quality players, You understand me? Because remember, that's how Jamaica teams kind of built. And we just talk about it with Haiti, saying that it's going to take a little while for them to sync higher level players with lower level players. Well, Jamaica always have that problem because lower level players have to make Jamaica team. You understand me? And that's a next problem with these teams in the region. You get me? So
transition, but this half has definitely been better for them.
From Haiti, yeah, better from Haiti's team, but I still would give Brazil the edge, even though Haiti was better. It is better.
Yeah, and to your point, no, I don't watch them enough, and I'll admit that I didn't watch them enough, and I just thought that my framework, football fan den, was basically watching their qualifying run slightly, and then seeing how they played, and I figured they would do that. But no, I'll give you credit on that aspect. Probably not. They did do more than just sit back and defend. There's no doubt. But I thought they're better than what I gave them credit for. No doubt about that. And I do need to add them to my watch list. So no, I'll concede that to you. No doubt about that. I will concede that to you. in terms of that point, no problem. Yeah, I'll concede that to you there. Okay. Da, 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 da. Mexico is overrated, boring games. They look like the worst out of three hosts. They don't have Mexico doesn't have consistent
Oh
finish.
my God.
But the thing is Mexico has the better defense.
It's
Mexico has the better
shocking.
defense.
People disrespecting Mexico, but overpraising United States. Africans, I promise you, if Mexico play United States today, United States not winning.
No, no US is beating Mexico today.
You think US is beating them?
Yes, because you have to
I would
remember.
pay to see that game.
JD, have you not? Okay, JD, here's the thing.
No, we saw a couple games. We saw the couple ones, but the recent one, them Africans have gone Mexico's way. So why are we pretending like Mexico didn't win none out of the last four?
Because it's how they're built. The US is built specifically to beat Mexico.
Mexico, yes, that is true. Yes,
they're built to beat them.
So Africans, fair enough, but you don't take nothing into consideration of what Mexico doing after lately, like what they have done against United States and what they have done with their organization. You just talk about their defense line. So you're just okay with the going running forward and them United States getting goals. So you think they're going to run Mexico?
It's
like
I think they would, because I think when they've been when both sides
I would love to see it,
yeah, when both sides are at their best, and that's only Nations League we've seen. The U.S. is built for them, and the top four are very interesting, clashing, because the U.S. is built specifically to beat Mexico. Mexico gets good results against Canada and Panama to an extent. Panama beats the U.S. consistently at all levels. Nations League, Gold Cup, they're arguably the number. Like if you look at it objectively and results-wise, they're the second best team based off results. And then Canada gets results over Panama. So it's a weird.
And the United States as well. Yeah.
Recently, they beat the third place game at the Nations League and then friendlies and such for that. So I think those top four teams have a vortex where they're good against one, but then they're poor versus another. But I think for the U.S., that's Mexico.
So let me.
But we're all agreeing on this point. Once they face a decent side, they're getting mashed. It could be Switzerland.
No, but the argument was between the two. The argument was between the two, and I just believe that what I'm seeing from Mexico now. Remember, most of these Mexican problems that they had, against the United States, it was because they never had a striker, to finish, Most of that years, we're fighting with Funes Mora, Funes Mora, I don't know his left foot from his right foot in Africans. Once they and then we got Santiago Jimenez, for some reason when he puts on a Mexican shirt, he seems to don't know what football is, But if we put him on the high level, this man is turning up. Obviously, he has actually gotten better. But once the real striker comes back, Jimenez comes back, you could see the difference, Africans, because a player know that once he puts the ball in, it's going to be different. So why you never give them the grace to say that once this Jimenez plays, United States have not beaten them. Like, since this Jimenez came back and they have a good core, United States have not beaten them. So why we don't give them the grace?
The reason why I don't give them the grace in that sense, with Gamarash coming out for Edison Silva, is that how Mexico plays, and especially with their culture now, they prioritize that. They're not trying to be expansive. They're not trying. They would they are closer to. They're closer to Brentford than they are to, and to City. And not to say that they were ever playing expansive like City all the time, but the way that they're playing is they're not trying to do that. And so I think the U.S. is built to be quicker in transition, to beat them in that. So in that type of game, they might invite the pressure, and then the second they win the ball, then they're not like it would be that type of a game to me. I think right now the U.S. is like the only reason why I'm not putting the U.S. over Mexico is because Mexico has all the trophies right now. Mexico have all the trophies right now.
But Ang said I'm 8 Africans of the USA. I'm just asking a valid question. Because I saw the problem before when USA was beating them, And no, I saw they got the solution. So I'm saying why Africans, and Africans is bringing his valid point. Africans saying that what he saw, United States set themselves up to take these guys off the top. So that's how it works. So when they play them, that is their sole goal to beat Mexico. You understand me? So Africans bringing his valid point, Ankil. So why am I hater? Africans, Funes, Morris, and Santiago is better than Jimenez. It's not that. No, I'm just asking
No,
because this man
no,
has scored in almost every game. You know.
but like the thing is, like this whole like Mexico is frustrating in a sense that this is the worst version of Mexico that we've seen and it feels like every 2 years we're saying this is the worst version of Mexico that we've seen in generations. We keep saying this thing, and it's a
Okay.
Mexico that we can't get results off of. In the same way that look, like in the same way that we will criticize the U.S. and say they are a home team and they don't play at on the road well. The second you get them on the road, they fold in Trinidad. They folded in Panama. They fold in these spaces. We're acting as if Mexico didn't just fold in Honduras for Nations League qualifying. We're acting as if
Yes. Yes.
Mexico didn't struggle on the road. They're both in that same ish category, but Mexico always gets the pass because this is our football heritage moment.
No, Africans, no. But you saying that Mexico always get the pass, but it don't. You just put up a good point. Everywhere United States goes, they fail.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, it looks like most of the United States fans and just omit that. You
Well,
understand me? Because they beat Mexico at the end. So once they
yeah,
beat Mexico, it's okay.
but they need to beat. But to me, they beat Mexico always at home. I think they need. To me, the U.S. becomes a more real team to me if they start getting results on the road. And there's a simple solution to that. But we're not going to have that solution. The Gold Cups will always be in the U.S. Nations League will always be hosted in the
World
U.S.
Cup qualifiers. We have to wait until the next World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah, but even next World Cup qualifiers, they don't have to go through 5 teams on the road. They only have to go through 3.
Yes, but it's gonna be three, at least one solid team. So you're gonna have a Suriname, a Haiti, or a Panama, or a Costa Rica, depending on the format. But whatever format they do choose, they should play one of the top 6 teams in their group. So at least you still get something. You're not gonna get the full package. But
Mm-hmm.
you will still get something to determine if they have improved. And based on what you just said, you thought that they're going to win flat out against for Mexico because of what they're showing now. I think that is some level of improvement, you know. So obviously we're not going to see it against away average CONCACAF teams, them. But they're doing it against. To be honest, you have teams that they played so far wouldn't be a dog crop team in CONCACAF. They would have beaten a lot of CONCACAF teams as well, you know. And they have dispatched of them because Australia is just slightly upgraded Jamaica team.
Oh,
You
don't
understand
say
me?
that to us. Don't, no, they're not a slightly upgrade. Australia they're a CONCACAF team, yes, but don't insult
Yes, but
Australia
I'm
like
saying
all
it's a
over.
slight. Yeah, but I'm saying they are better than Jamaica team, but they play similar to Jamaica style. That's all. I was not disrespecting Australia. I was just saying Australia is an upgraded Jamaica team, and they dispatched of that team. I was giving United States credit. I was giving United States credit, Uncle, if you listen. I'm trying to give the United States credit, but let me Milan, because Africans is saying that you have to go there on a night in CONCACAF to get the win for me to give them credit. And I'm saying no, they are getting wins here that is certified wins, maybe not on the highest level of the world. Which that was my point to say that we have to wait before we crown them World Cup champions. That was my point, you know. And now you guys are defending my point on a different argument.
Look, look, look. The live. Listen, Hank. The live will be all night, and I'll be in for half of it, because it's that. But here's my thing. I think they can get results here. That's fine. That's not the issue, right? Because yes, at the last World Cup, you beat Iran. Iran's a solid side. You drew Wales, solid side. You drew England, solid
England.
side. How do you
Yes.
then turn that around and lose to Trinidad?
Oh.
How?
No.
Dude, like
So
I my best one of my some of my best friends are Trini. Like, how do you turn that around and say, okay,
you're gonna get
we
beat in the
beat
chat now
this
in Africans. The Trinidad them here waiting to beat you.
but that's my point. But that's my point. If you're saying if we're gonna say they're this good, okay, fine, they're that good. What's my big thing? It's consistency. It's always been consistency. Show me consistently and consistently.
Africans, this shit. You're cookie there. Until they said, "Oh dear, them going to lose the Trinidad."
Oh, I'm talking about 20. Not like a few years back.
Yes, no, we know. But remember, our red card was in that game as well, the Africans.
Oh
We
yeah,
got
they
the
saw.
red card
Yeah,
as well, you
so uncomfortable, so uncomfortable that they got a red card in Trinidad, and it was
know.
unwarranted. It was an unwarranted red.
Yes,
Man
this was
just
a
lost his.
violent human being. Yes, a man just feel like you're disrespecting him, so he's gonna slap you up, you know.
It wasn't meant as disrespect, but the point was meant as the quality of teams. You beat one team on a neutral field, and then the other team you beat on the road,
Okay,
and
okay.
then you go away, and they were one goal away from making it chaotic. And if that happened, it would have been another night in Trinidad where Taylor has to come on TV and say, "What are we doing?" I don't know. Your team is soft. How was Haiti doing the second half? They've been much better. The problem
Much
is
better.
Brazil is allowing them to come in, so Brazil is
Yeah.
soaking up some pressure, and Brazil is playing defend and transition. So they've had some good shots here. The stats certainly will
Yeah.
show you they had a better second half, but the score effects matter, right? Because we're
So
by three, the game is done.
we can't truly say Haiti is doing better because I think it's a combination of Brazil allowing them to do better as well because they are dropping off. So that's why we have to analyze football the right way because we know that if Brazil needed more, I think Brazil is just trying to avoid injuries and just coast themselves through the game and don't give back an early goal. So Haiti could have had some hope to say that they could get back into the game. That's what I am seeing here. So we truly don't know how much how much Haiti should be credited for this better performance in the second half. I think it's a combination. So I would give Haiti around 40% of what they are doing in the second half on them, and because Brazil dropped off. That's the best way to look at it.
Yeah,
So
we're in the
40%
90th.
out of 100.
We're in the 90th minute, and things are like, if you look, I'll just throw up the statistics here for like the stats are about 50-50 here. Haiti in the second half have a higher XG, more shots. I still concern myself with the no saves. You can't have 6 shots and no goalkeeper saves.
No, they had Brazil had 2 saves. Yeah, Brazil had the 2 saves. They put the saves over the next
true. No,
side.
okay, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. Again, guys, I haven't
Yeah.
slept in 9 days. Forgive me here. But yeah, they've been better here. But the score effects matter in terms of what's happened. So they've had 2 shots on target, which is really what I'm trying to reference. 3 shots off and then 1 shot blocked. That to me is an improvement. Again, the one team has decided to sit back, and if you look at the attacking momentum, it's been neutral, and then Brazil have it for a bit, and then Haiti holding it for a while, and then Brazil letting off some pressure, and then Haiti holding on to it, and it looks like it's going to end that way, just with a little bit at the end there. A few more minutes coming into this game, but to me, it's been like we said, better second half, but the score dictated how Brazil was going to play. They have their goal difference. They are on top of the group, and now they just need a win over Scotland, assuming that Haiti isn't battered by Morocco. Yeah,
they're gonna win over Scotland. I think they're gonna win over Scotland. Before, I'm not calling out Africans. Stop setting me up. I'm not fighting with Africans. I fought enough today. All right. You got upset about your Trinidad and trying to bring me to fight your war.
No, JD, I'm gonna take this. Before the game, I respect Trinidad. But my point was, and I'll explain the point to you. The point was the level of competition that they would have played. If you're telling me the U.S. is a great side, they're great for CONCACAF. Cool. Just like Qatar is great in Asia. Guess what? When you play other sides, what happens? That's the thing. And so for me, in a region, I'm always going to say this: your guest will always be impressed by what you do, but your neighbors know when garbage day is. In other words, your neighbors know everything about you. They know what's in your garbage, and they're going to take advantage of that in that sense. And so, yes, you give credit to Trinidad for getting that win, but if you're a top side and you're going to say that the U.S. is a top 10 team in a world, or however you want to rank them, you can't come off of a World Cup and then the next Nations League lose away. And if you gave, and I watched that game fully, if Trinidad were finishing better, they wouldn't have made Nations League, which would have meant Trinidad could have made that matchup, and then it would have gone through and been interesting, and then a whole thing would have happened. And so I think that's where it's more so a criticism of the U.S. Unfortunately, the Soca Warriors had to take some slander with it, and I do apologize. If it's any consolation,
Africans, there is no apology. Africans beat them bad. They have not made any World Cup. They were better than Curacao and better than Jamaica. They were better than every team in every game and don't make the World Cup. So beat them bad. They deserve to get beaten. They had an average team, and they surprised me.
They didn't choke away their opportunity, though. So I'm not gonna.
No, we know that, but they still never qualified when they were the better team in every game. You know how bad that is, Africans. That is like Canada being almost better in every game, because I think Croatia was better than Canada in that game. Like, they just outsmart Canada when I thought that they were the oldest team. Croatia was around with Jesus Christ. And for some reason, this big, fast, super team from Canada that is running up and down seems to can't run all of a sudden. And that was the game that I said, IQ is very much... I see why African teams can't win nothing. Because this is the exact reason. Sorry, Africa, aside Morocco, but African teams never forget that beaten.
I'm not leaving things to my lawyers, but no, the reason why the African teams have struggled is because their structure of team and their structure of their whole FAs. That's the only thing that holds it back. If we had proper leadership and stuff, JD, here's my point. I'll give you an African point.
No, okay? I am talking I'm talking mainly Senegal and Nigeria and those teams. I'm not talking Morocco them, because I think Morocco them better structured to win things than Senegal them. Yeah, so argue that point. I'm just telling you the point. I'm arguing.
I know, but even to that point, look at Morocco's football association. Look at Nigeria's football association. Look at Senegal's closest football association. The closest of those three is, without a doubt, Senegal and Morocco. Those two are the closest to them, and there's still levels. And there's still levels to it. There is no reason. There is no reason that Nigeria shouldn't have made this World Cup, other than between the ears. And between the ears is both their mentality and the mentality they were put into. Ghana has made 5 out of the last. Ghana made 5 out of the last 6 World Cups. And you know what they said? They said that we were going to build a place for where the players can come in, a nice hotel and training center for the players, for all the national teams to come in and use. I'm waiting for the first brick to be laid. This is since 2006. It's 2026. JD,
so you think with better structure? Better structure? Yeah, okay.
But that's better structure would be. Senegal and Morocco are 2 of the only, and the game is over. All 3 goals.
The game is over.
Put the damage in.
You're going to do a separate stream for the Paraguay, right?
Sir, this is my rest day. I am going to bed.
Oh, you're not doing that? Okay, yeah, game. I thought I saw people coming in thinking that you're doing that game. Okay. Because you said they're not sleeping. You have to die before. That's what I thought. They said,
no, I'm not dying. I'll die in my bed, asleep.
Okay, so that means we can just finish our points on this stream then. That's what I mean.
Yeah. We'll finish our points on the stream. Okay. Because both FAs are the problem. They even showed Jamaica in the World Cup commercials. Listen, it was there for you. And my point is, the Africa's issues are themselves. African issues are themselves.
But my problem is Africans. I think what happens between like Jamaica and Nigeria and Senegal and those teams, I think we don't put football education at the front part. I think we take out that and just blame the federations only. I can see the flaws and the terrible football that night Senegal plays. Even though, because remember, I saw these players play for their clubs, and they are very good players. So obviously that can come back on the federation to say that they're not hiring the best people, they are not nurturing the players the right way. That is true. But sometimes I just believe that like some teams are just better at Africans, even with without the federation. Then, like just look at what's going on the actual field, and you're saying that this team is more equipped for more situations. That's the right point.
Yeah,
Because
I think. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. To your point, and that's something I've always said about Morocco. I think how Morocco have built their team, they are very. I call it designer. However you want to play, they can play. If you want to, if they're going to be possession, they can play and be disciplined defensively. If you want to be defensive, they can be a possession side and push the ball forward. If it's going to be an up and down game, fine. If you're going to take away the wings, they can go direct. If you're going to take away direct and go through the midfield, they have them. They can play how you want to, right? And like the best example of that for me is. And tactically, I think they got things right. I think again, Senegal versus France, I'll give Senegal the benefits because you're playing the arguably the best team in the world. But the thing that I'll always criticize them for in that game is I think they tactically messed that game up. Right? The fouling for the refs is one thing. Yes, the refs wasn't calling anything, but you knew that in the 10th minute, the 40th minute, and the 60th minute, and you didn't adjust to that until he brought in Mbai. And then when he got a foul, we were confused. If it's going to be, you know who adjusted to that? Adrian Rabiot. Rabiot adjusted to that because his tackles should have been fouls, but the ref was just like, whistle for who? For what? Let the game go. If you're a coach and you're seeing that, what are you going to do? Like adjust to that. I think Pop's like the coach waited too long to make changes, and yes, maybe if I can get away with it, but then he also has a team which has another interesting talking point of this World Cup, which is the legendary strikers who really don't fit, or the legendary forwards who don't really fit, because Jordan Ayew's not a striker; he's a forward, and so you have those players who it's like, where do you fit within your team structure to be effective, versus do you have the stones to take them out because they're not helping your team, right? That's the CR7 conversation. That was Sadio Mane with Senegal because he was ineffective against France, right? As much as he's done in the past, he was ineffective, and that start pushing. So I think those were those things. But when I'll go back to my original point I was trying to get to, but an ADHD happened. When Morocco played Nigeria in the AFCON semifinals, Morocco made the fouling was an issue, cool, but Morocco basically said Osimhen's not going to beat us, Lookman's not going to beat us, and specifically Iwobi is not going to. We're not going to give him the space. If anyone's going to beat us, it's going to be Anchor Adams, and Anchor Adams couldn't touch Graf. His touch was worse when he was walking than it was touching the ball. If he could have had that spot and he was struggling, they funneled everything towards them. And tactically, that was the wise thing to do. And ultimately, they fell. Now, you want a better coach, but that version of Nigeria, the frustrating thing for Nigerian fans is that version of Nigeria in AFCON, that's the version they expect every time. But you get the team that draws Lesotho, you get the team that isn't there. Between the ears isn't just your players, that's the environment overall. And that's why I'm always going to give some nations the benefit just because that's what you have in there. That's what you have access to.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. And so that's how I look at it. And again, we're getting better. Africa is getting better at recruiting. Africa is getting better at looking and seeing what the market inefficiencies are, right? But again, I think of the teams in Africa, Senegal and Morocco can walk to any academy where a player of their descent is, and they can legitimately tell them, hey, this is the vision. This is where we think you will be. Are you interested? Yes or no? Right? And then you either can buy in or not. If Ghana does that, please, we've been laughed out enough. Ghana doesn't have that cachet anymore. Right? Nigeria could, but missing this World Cup hurts that, but they're still a solid side. But again, between the years, Cote d'Ivoire, because the French connections are there, they can take advantage of it to an extent because they have the AFCON trophy from 4 years ago. So they at least have access to that and say, hey, it can fit. We can make those phone calls. But outside of that, everyone else is trying to take advantage of market inefficiencies. And I think, yeah, no, he's not. I try to, yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, bless up yourself for funding. I'm
yeah,
gonna call you funding one of these days. It's just because I've been busy
mhm,
and also the conditions in this world. I'm just trying to survive, And
I
I came
feel
back on the
understand
internet
that.
and it's just an instant fight, I have to be defending myself and fight, I never know that I have become this small human being. Even people tell me that I'm small, um,
Uh,
and I'm not
this
a
is
small human being. I am a gigantic human being. So it surprised
you
me
try to get
that.
fit, and this is what happens. You try to get healthy. People are like, ah, you small.
Yeah,
After a
yeah, yeah.
certain,
So but to be honest, I enjoyed the stream. Maybe apart from one thing that I expected and it happened. But aside from that, I enjoyed the stream. If I have to come back, I have to come back in this environment because I've
mhm,
realized that YouTube changed.
yeah,
But we are here for the people, and that you guys brought us out, and we came here, thanks to Africans, to set up the stream because I wouldn't have done it because my eyeballs was all over the place getting up, and
a
stuff. But
solid
but
match.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. You guys turn up as well. So a lot of you guys came in the chat and
Mhm,
communicate right through it.
yeah,
It's a stepping stone, and we have to approach things like that. Like we have levels, and we
mhm,
never came into this 80 is going to win. We said 80 could cause some problems here and there because we saw some favorable matchups and stuff, but they have to play organized. Respect to Africans. Africans already stated that 80, the only way 80 has something in this game is to stay organized and realize that they are the lower level team. But what we have realized, we saw a little error here, and I need to point it out. When
mhm,
the higher quality players them come for the smaller teams in the region, they can't really tell because they still believe that they're playing for their wolves and those places. Not you to use wolves because it will give Africans PTSD. But my
championship.
point was to say it's a Premier League. It's a
Mm,
Premier League. So they believe that okay, Casemiro them old. He barely can cut it at Manu maybe for the next year or so. So I can go up against him. Belgrade believe that he can go up against him because when he goes against him, he passes rings around him. But the problem is, you're not having your technical midfielders to give you the 1-2 here. So you can't do the same. You have a different level team here. So that's my only thing. I'm surprised that bigger ballers coming from the Premier League don't realize that they don't have the same level of players to play with. And I could see Belgrade getting out of position Africans because he's running to see if he can get the 1-2s. But
mhm,
these guys can't play quick transition because of the reaction time, and they're playing in slower leagues. So people close them down faster because these level it's higher fitness level. So I think Belgrade and those guys still struggling with that connection between the lower level players then. But once they get that Africans and they add maybe two more Premier League quality players or French quality players, I can tell the people, baby, 80 is back, baby. 80 is going to slap up teams in the CONCACAF once they can add one or two more pieces and get that synergy going. But so far, the synergy ain't there because Belgrade and believe that they know that they're better, but they're expecting return balls. I saw the frustration on his face, but he has to understand that he's playing with a lesser version player in terms
mhm,
of quality, and it's going to get there. So that's what I saw. And that's why I said it's a learning curve because Brazil, everybody in Brazil, almost everybody on a similar level, or they
mhm,
had played at that level before. Not never played at that level, and then one coming from a higher level to come down. Even if you
mhm,
said Casemiro is old Africans, he's old, but he just played for Manchester United. He was at
yeah,
Real Madrid. He won everything. So if he should say, "Oh, yo, I know to put the," I saw Fernandinho.
mhm.
Is it Fernandinho? No, it's not Fernandinho. The one that played at Liverpool the other day. He's playing same way. What's his name? I forgot his name. He was playing for Brazil the other day. Let me give you his name. He was playing the other day.
Yeah,
Let me
my
give you
mind
his
is
name.
going blank on it. My bad.
He was playing the other day. Let me give you his name. He was on the bench. Fabinho.
Okay,
Fabinho.
thank you.
So Fabinho was playing the other day. Fabinho is not playing at the super high greatest level now, but you know that Fabinho knows his ability. He's at Al Ittihad in Saudi. But you know that Fabinho knows how to play at the highest level. So when you have your younger ballers playing in the Premier League and the Spanish league, when Fabinho comes in, he's coming in as the experienced dude. Oh, I'm only at Saudi because I had to collect the bag.
Mm-hmm.
But when I need to put a performance in, you can count on me. I saw Conte did that for France as well.
Yeah.
When he left, he still matched the level of quality. No, at this point, Africans, you saw Messi doing that for Argentina. He's in the MLS, but he matched the quality of Alvarez and everybody. So that's the difference between the big teams and the smaller team. I know it's a deeper conversation, but people have to look at those things, and that's why I said I don't use feelings in football. I use the facts and what I know about football and what I'm seeing every day and learning. I don't come here acting like I know everything. I kept learning. You understand me? But most of my arguments them are always analytics and not necessarily counting stats only, but football and eye tests and stuff. And I think going forward, I'm going to start breaking down a lot more videos because I found out something today. Stats can be extremely deceiving. That's what I learned today. Stats can be extremely deceiving. And once I can pull it up on the screen and show you, a lot of people will be embarrassed. Because from the other day, I realized something and I need to start going into the stats wise. So sorry about that, Africans. I don't know if you want to close the show off. I know that you're tired.
Listen, I'm wired right now, so we'll see how long until my brain shuts down. But like again, as we were saying for this game, it's a different game. Again, look at the possession first half, look at the possession second half. A lot more even, a lot more giving up the ball. Haiti definitely had more, but Brazil definitely took their foot off the gas. The first half was just mistakes from Haiti. And it wasn't just like the first goal, there's a pass that's mispassed, but it's just the lesson here. And we're going to continue to make this comparison. This Haiti side is Canada 2022. Their first game, the parallels are there, even to finishing off with Morocco. The parallels are there. First game, you played a side that we weren't sure how you would play, but you felt you should have left that game with a result. The Scotland-Haiti game, Belgium-Canada game. The second game, you came out trying to play with energy. You had some good moments in the first half. Then you were given a football education. Brazil to Haiti, and then Croatia to Canada. And then they finish off with Morocco. The thing that we said at the beginning of this game was if they're going to play a back five, they're disciplined. And I think they got a few things wrong here. I think Piero should not have started, especially when you're trying to play sit back and you want to defend. The problem with Piero was he was the hold-up man, and then he put the ball in the space, and then he would either cross it left or diagonalize and then bring it the other ways. And I think what that created were opportunities where they just put too many players far out, and then they were in the first half, even in the transition. It could have been 4, but one offsides goal came in. And so I think from there, that's where their education is going to come. Learning to play discipline against sides and not play to what you believe your strengths are. If Haiti is able to learn from that, I think when they play the better teams in this region, when they play the U.S., when they play Canada, Panama, Mexico, if they can keep that structure and then not concede, then when they get the ball, then that opens up the opportunities for them. But this was a education for them. We didn't expect much from them, but at the end of the day, I think they came in and they got an education in this game. And now you have Morocco to finish off and kind of see where you're going from there. That would be what I would take away from this game.
Not finish off Morocco. I understand what you just said.
No, they finish off with Morocco. Their last game is Morocco. They're not going to finish it off.
It sounds like you're saying finish off Morocco.
No.
You understand me?
No, they're
finish off Morocco. No, finish off Morocco.
Their last game would be Morocco there. But I think for Haiti, look, they played a better side that punished them for their mistakes in the first half, and that was the reality of what happened to them. Ping me when you are ready to go. and I'll put you back in. So I think for them, that's the conversation point for Haiti. But hey, you're at the World Cup, you get to see what your level is
Let me
against the
close
best
out
teams
my
in the world,
streams.
right? And I
You
think
go ahead.
that,
I'm just closing out the
yeah, yeah,
streams.
yeah, no problem, no problem. Yeah. I think this is a fair point. That's a fair point too. They had an experience, they had an education, and let's see if they learned something from it. Because if they did, then I think they'll show well when they play the top teams in the region. If it doesn't, you'll see them make the same mistake over and over again. And I think that'll be the key thing for them. So yeah, I think for me,
All right, so people, thank you very much for supporting my stream, this streams, because it was African stream. Yes, fine. Then it wasn't my stream, and I have to still give respect to
mm,
Africans. Because he's the one that set up the stream. I just streamed it on my platform. Yeah, but I will be back soon. Don't worry yourself. I have a few. I know Belgium will be playing someday. People that says Belgium ain't good, so Belgium will be here, and it will be okay, so I'm going to watch that game. I'm going to get other games in as well. I will try and get an American game, because we at some point we need to see what the Americans them doing, and Mexico. Those are the two things going forward. Yeah, but thanks everyone. Yeah, man, and respect again, Sir Africans.
yeah,
Um yeah so I'm trying to close them off, yeah, but I think they're closed off now. Yeah, so
yeah,
you
they
can
are
finish the
closed
stream
off. Yeah,
whenever you want. Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna. Well, I think I'll go for a little bit more. So if you need to hop off, that's totally fine.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I will. You can just do a stream. All right. No
Okay,
problem. Take care.
perfect.
Bye bye.
Yeah, you take care. All right, all right. But yeah, for before the temperature, it's actually been cool, right? I think our temperature has been rather mild compared to different spots in the states and what they could have had, which makes this whole hydration break a conversation a very interesting one. But no, I think yeah, it's I wasn't expecting them to win this game, but I wanted to see what they would learn. And again, the discipline for Haiti was the thing we were looking to see, and they didn't have that. But that's where they stand. And so currently, just again, keep everyone up to breast with what's happening. You have Brazil on top of the group for goal difference because they won the game 3-0. They have a +2 goal difference. So as long as they equal the same result as Morocco, as if they have the same result as Morocco, so either a draw or win, if Morocco doesn't score more than 2 goals, they will be in the same spot there. And again, Brazil has Scotland finishing up, and then Morocco has Haiti. So this is still shaping up to be a 7-7-3 group, as was predicted earlier. And we'll definitely go there. But yeah, we'll kind of recap some of the other games that were here. I think Nelson just jumped in here, so we'll bring him up here just to talk about this game, but then also the other two games that happened because that Australia USA matchup is definitely one that we'll just quickly go over here. But Nelson, how you doing this evening, man?
Hey, a couple good games. I'm
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. This Haiti Brazil game. I don't know if you want to add anything to it, but to me, this was Haiti learning. Hey, if you don't stay disciplined, you'll get punished, and that was their
Yeah.
first half. And then second half
I
again, like the stats look
I
better.
actually
But
I actually thought
yep,
JD said something or Max had said something that
yeah,
I completely agree with. I
mhm,
think what happens when you're inexperienced at this level, you try and play football thinking that's actually the right thing when
mhm,
realistically the best thing for you to do is defend. They were open. And here's the part that I disagree with Max. This Brazil team is really poor, like very, very poor.
mhm,
Um, we can go back to the Morocco game. You can see first half Morocco dominated them. Second half, Brazil adapted. Morocco kind of like tailed off. But when I say this team is very average, they lack a lot of stuff. They lack
mhm,
good progression from midfield. They lack uh, like I don't want to say lack of IQ, but what it is in the final third, they don't make the right decisions.
mhm.
Like Vinny has the ability to score, as we saw in the
Yep,
Brazil game, in the Morocco game,
yep,
but that was even against a run of play, and in my opinion, was kind of almost a worldie. the
Mm.
ability to turn, bang, top bins. That's
Yeah.
amazing. But if you look at the rest of the game, he did nothing. This game, he had the one shot that ricocheted the Cunha goal, technically, which Cunha didn't know what was going on. That was
Yeah.
very unlucky for Haiti. The second shot was really good, but he had like 4 or 5 of the same opportunities, and he didn't know what to do.
Mm.
And it's one of the most infuriating things about Vinicius Jr. I love the
Mm.
guy. In my opinion, he's second or third best left wing in the world. But his indecision, I don't like. But
Mm.
in this game, I thought Haiti. I hate this argument that people say, like, if you just had a little bit of quality, this is why football is the way it is.
Mm.
You play with what you have at the moment. You don't
Yeah.
play with what you might have, what you might get. You play with what you have now, and you get a coach who understands what you have now and tries to maximize it.
Yeah.
I thought what they did wrong was they tried to play football with Brazil. And let's be honest, had they kept Cunha, had they removed Paqueta earlier and
Mhm.
brought on Endrick or Martinelli, and unlucky for Rafinha, but let's be honest, Rafinha's been. This is a good. This is like a. Uh, this is a blessing in disguise.
Mhm.
He was poor the last game with Morocco, and was poor this game. And you can tell immediately from him getting out, Ryan allows them to be a lot more aggressive. He
Mhm.
can play more on the outside. He doesn't have to like cut into his stronger foot. He's quite comfortable going both ways.
Yes.
So for me, it's still Brazil's team is still pass it to Neymar and inshallah. That's it. Like 2 of the 3 goals were Vinny.
Mhm.
Literally, 2 of the 3 goals are Vinny. Only one of them was a good pass. That one of those good passes from Paqueta. One of the few
Yeah.
good passes from Paqueta.
Acuna
Outside
and
of that, like they
yeah.
were poor. They were poor. Haiti, and again, I feel bad for Haiti because we talked about the Haiti Scotland game. I
Yeah.
genuinely thought Haiti were the better team, but here's the problem: Scotland know how to get results out
Results.
of nothing.
Yes.
So if you don't have that experience, you're going to lose to Scotland, or you're going to draw to Scotland because they'll always nick a goal from you. So
Mhm.
yeah, a good
Yep.
game anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, good game. But
Yeah. A good game, but then
I
again, the
don't think there's
education.
anything to learn for
Yeah.
Haiti. This is
Other than this is what the level. This is the gap, and learn
yeah.
from your mistakes because better teams will. I think the lesson for them is have that discipline to stay where they
No,
are.
I think the better the learning point is get an experienced coach.
Hmm.
People ignore why experienced coaches are good. There's a reason why African nations for so long always went with coaches who've coached at this level. There's
Mm.
a reason why you go and get a coach who looks at you and says, you have 3 good defenders and maybe 1 good attacker. I'm going to play 5 back. We're
Mhm.
going to sit deep and we're going to put the onus on the other team to break us down in a low block.
Yep.
I think in this World Cup, there's only 3 teams that can break a low block. I don't think there's many. I think there's only 3.
Do you
But
have
anyway,
them right? Oh, but no, I'm not gonna
oh
make
no, I
you.
can give you the names. I
Oh,
think
give me
it's
them.
I
Yeah.
think it's Spain, I think it's France, and um I think England can beat a low block. Because if it ends up being a corner kick,
Mm.
they have the players to score in a
Yeah.
corner.
Mm.
And the thing about beating a low block is you need to score 1 goal and then they'll open up because they're gonna try and go for the win. And then they just hit you
And
on
then
the
they can just
counter.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's so it's only I genuinely think only 3 teams this World Cup. Because
Mm.
the States, as good as the States have been, Paraguay were attacking them, but leaving multiple pockets of space.
Yep.
Australia, they could see the first goal, they open up. And again, you said this, you called this, and I started noticing this. The US play only well in the first 10 minutes. Like they are
They're a
aggressive.
high energy. Yeah. They're.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
if they score in the first 10 to 15, you're screwed.
Mhm.
because for the next 30 minutes of that first half, it's nothing but counter pressing, nothing
Mhm.
but the whole game. And I think they have the best counter press in the game in the this World Cup. I haven't
Mhm.
seen a team better than them.
No, for sure. They look crisper, and it's almost because I have to contrast that with seeing Canada play, and like their first game was creating moments, but then in some moments they were just not as sharp. The US looks sharper in transition,
No,
and they
I think it's because of the counter press.
yeah,
It's not in transition. It's what they do is they force you to make a mistake, and it
and then
looks like a transition, but
but
it's
they're
because
really just going
if they
through, yeah.
get the ball deeper, your defensive structure is all messed up.
Yes.
So you're trying to catch up. You're trying to adapt to what they're doing.
Mhm.
But in this game, Balogun was really poor. In
Mhm.
this game, I
Pepe
thought
was
Tillman was again. Tillman has been really, really impressive for me.
agreed.
This guy's physicality is nuts.
Mhm.
McKennie was really poor. I actually thought McKennie didn't play well, but it's because that midfield of Australia really tracked him well.
Mhm.
I didn't think the fact that this says Tyler Adams had a good game. I thought he was just okay. I didn't think he was like amazing. I just thought he was okay.
Yeah.
What? This is just clearly a Poch team.
Yeah.
Everybody runs, everybody covers ground. They're incredibly hard to beat. I think
Mhm.
Freeman got lucky in this game. I genuinely thought he should have been sent off. He had
Mhm.
multiple fouls that could have been yellow cards. The fact that he got scot free in this game is kind of mental. But again, I still think this is going to be a tough team to beat. I still
You
think this is a quarterfinal team minimum. Minimum. I don't know what JD was talking about. Paraguay beat Brazil 3 times in the last 4 games. Sorry, in the last 3 games, Paraguay have beat Brazil 2 out of 3.
Mhm.
Okay, it's all about analytics or whatever. It's a fact. The US beat Paraguay 4-1. In that run, Paraguay beat Brazil 3-2. In that run, Paraguay beat Brazil 1-0 at home. What are we talking about? This USA team beat an elite team in Paraguay. Then it goes to Australia, beats them. And let's be honest, I know for a fact none of us are confident that Turkey beats the US. We're basically going, it's a possible 50-50. Are you confident in Turkey beating the US? Because I
I
saw
just wanted
Turkey
to
struggle against Australia.
look, their Paraguay game that they'll get going later will definitely give us an indicator, but I just
Okay.
want to see the clashing styles because I feel
Yeah.
like this is a team that will actually want to be on the ball. Now, maybe that plays to the US's strength where they can
Dude,
counter press and then put them through it. But
Australia's style that stifled Turkey, the US plays the exact same style with more quality. They only had Iran Kunda was unplayable against Turkey. What will Tillman do?
Mm.
I'm just asking questions here.
You're asking questions.
What
They're
will
fair
Tillman
questions.
do? What will Anthony Robinson do? What will Dest do? What will Balogun do? What are we? These are clearly better players than Iran Kunda and more physical. That whole midfield is 6 foot and up. You think Ada Goulet is gonna? What's Ada Goulet gonna do when Weston McKennie's on him? What's he gonna do? And if
Live
you notice, the
life.
refs are very lenient on the
Yeah,
US. So
there's
if they're
mhm,
manhandling you, if the ref is the same ref that ref the France Senegal game, USA beats Turkey 6-0 because they won't be able to get close to these guys. Every foul will just be ignored. Every foul.
it could
Just
be.
saying it.
It's
There's something crazy I find. I hate the US.
well, that's
I'm
very
not
clear.
I'm not a
Yeah.
big fan of the US. But like this game and the last game, we were talking about styles. I thought Australia's style was good enough to at least draw, to at least stifle the US. Because they've got the physicality I was talking about, they have it
Mhm.
in droves. They have massive center backs, decent midfielders. And I mean decent in terms of physicality. Go watch the first half again.
It
Australia
was
were chasing ghosts.
oh boy. Already?
Yeah. What? That's what I'm saying. We're acting like Paraguay is some mediocre team that all of a sudden, just because the US beat them 4-1, Paraguay are mid. Paraguay have Julian Ciso. Paraguay have who else? Who else is in Paraguay's team? That's elite. There's so
Uh,
many elite players in their squad.
Cuba's. They have Almiron is there.
Almiron's not elite, but he
Yeah, he's
was.
not
He
elite
used to be.
anymore.
He used to be elite. He's an experienced player. He played for Newcastle.
Mhm.
He's played in France. Like, boys, John, thanks for bringing that up. Paraguay are not an easy. This thought process that Turkey, for some reason, is going to be the team that somehow magically and stops this US side, when
I
this US side is unbelievably, they are the best counter pressing team in this World Cup right now. I would not want to face this US team at the moment. At the moment, there's only, I'm not joking, the only team that I can see beating this US side convincingly is Spain. Because I
France
think,
don't beat them convincingly.
not convincingly. That midfield, I'm telling you, I am telling you, and I will keep repeating it. Rabiot, if half of his fouls, if
Half
half
of
of
his
those
tackles should
tackles,
have been fouls against
then
Senegal, and
that
they had
game
to
is
get
a
called.
completely
It's
different game.
Okay.
Because if he gets a yellow card and Deschamps will start panicking because he thinks he's going to get a red, Deschamps has to bench him. Who's coming on next? They don't have depth in midfield. Manu Kone is not as good as Adrian Rabiot. Trust me, he isn't. He didn't pick Kefren Thuram. He should have. He chose midfielders that he liked in theory, but I think their midfield is a problem. And against the only thing that you can say the US are going to have is if they play the France, that front three is a problem.
Yeah.
That's the issue. The front three, front four will always be a problem. But the physicality and the speed that the US play with, it's not a joke. It genuinely isn't. I think Spain, the reason why I pick Spain is they will keep the ball away from the US. You know, when you're counter pressing, you need a team that is comfortable on the ball. You
Okay.
don't panic. If you give Rodri the ball, he doesn't panic. You give Pedri the ball, he doesn't panic. You
Yeah.
give Gavi the ball, he doesn't panic. They have multiple players that just go, oh, okay, you're trying to run? All right, let's run. let's kick the ball and let's see who's quicker. And then
Yeah.
they just tire out and they just slowly gain momentum. Dude, if France outplayed them first half, I don't know what JD was talking about, by the way. I was losing my mind in your chat. I had to leave. They had 2 chances created. They had 5 shots to France's 1 in that first half. Senegal outplayed France in the first half. This US side would stress France out. I'm not joking. I'm not saying they win. I think they stress them out. It's a lot closer than you boys think. I'm not joking here. This US side at this moment in time is dangerous. We still have a lot of games to go. Don't get me wrong. But Paraguay, I don't know all of a sudden why people switched the opinion of them just because they considered 4. No, that's the US being good, not the other way around.
True. I think, yeah, it's just the result of how it came in. And again, like you said, 2 games in, but if we have to, like, 2 games in is like, okay, this is a fair enough sample. And
Yeah,
we're
it's
not
a
2
good
games.
enough
We're 2.
sample.
Yeah, we're 2 games in for the US. We're not 2 games into Turkey yet, but right now, Turkey are not necessarily on fraud watch, but we're watching the frauds after 10 minutes and 1 game. The US look better, and again, to the US's credit, I give US credit for this game because they did this. Yes, they got lucky with Freeman. They get the goal. Again, their opening scorer's own goal all the time. So you're going to score on yourself, apparently. They did this without Pulisic.
I just have a question.
Yeah.
Is Japan a good side? Oh, you know what? Let's rephrase this. Is Netherlands a good side?
I'm waiting for 2 games, but I
So
think
Netherlands isn't a good side then.
they haven't. I'm putting an
What,
incomplete,
what,
but waiting for a bigger sample size.
wait,
I
I'm
think
asking
they're
a
a good
simple.
side, but
I'm asking a
I'm
simple
not.
question. I just want simple questions, simple answers here. It's either they're good or they're bad. Is Netherlands a good side? Yes or no?
They're a good side, Nelson.
Okay, they drew to Japan. Paraguay drew to Japan. So is Paraguay a bad side now? I just because I want people to I want to assess how people view games.
I, but
Paraguay drew to Paraguay lost to the US 2-1 in friendlies, right? We
yes,
thought that was a good result. They beat them 4-1 when the game actually mattered the most.
Matt, to that
Like
point, yeah,
it's mental here. Well, the like in Copa America, where it mattered the most, Paraguay beat them twice. Twice. That's a proper competition.
it is a proper competition. But to that same point, this is where I'm saying, and to the point, we have a lot of games to play. I can look at the friendlies and say, yeah, this was the result. But then, yes, the
No, I'm
friendly versus
looking at competitions. I'm
yeah,
not looking at. I'm looking at when friendlies. I've said this. I can't assess a team on friendlies.
yeah,
Okay,
and,
but I
and
can
that's to
assess
my
them on proper competitions.
and to that point, I would say then if I'm going to assess a team in proper competitive games, let me see them in games, not just game,
Yeah,
right? And so yeah, is and that's where it's like, is is Japan or Netherlands a bad side? Technically, it's incomplete because I've seen one game from them and they drew. I still think they're good, but they drew.
I
So
think.
I want to
I
see
think.
more before I really say
I
whether if
think
I'm
when
going to
you look
lean
at
one
the
way or the other.
Netherlands, I think when you look at the Netherlands, I think it's simply like this. It's you can assess them because they play in Europe and they
Mhm.
play against other good European sides, and you can gauge how they play other good sides. And Netherlands, let's be fair, what in the Nations League did they get to like the was it the quarter or semifinals when they lost to England or something? The one where
Take a look.
Xavi Simons scored and then was it Morgan Rogers scored or something? But I remember they got to either the quarters or the semis, and they lost to England, which ended up being a final team, right? Like a team that went to
Yeah.
the finals. So, like when we're talking about these levels of teams, we're talking about the top elite level squads, and Paraguay is not a top elite squad. What Paraguay is a very good squad, a squad that has the ability to beat any of the top teams,
Okay.
any of them. And then them get destroyed is a little bit different. Because that's my issue is where are people like gauging stuff?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you're
Because to
seeing
me, because it doesn't make sense why um someone might rate Turkey because obviously they have Çalhanoğlu, they have Yildiz, they have Adagule,
Mhm.
and they have Kadioglu. Those are a legitimate one of the best left backs in the world, in my opinion, in Kadioglu.
Mhm.
Yildiz is the best left attacking midfielder slash winger in Italy. Adagule had an amazing season at Real Madrid. Çalhanoğlu is one of the best attacking midfielders in Italy at Inter.
Mhm.
But like that's it. If you look at the other players, you're like a lot of them probably play in Turkey. And if that's the case, then this is a good squad, and they're losing 1-0 right now to
To
Paraguay.
Paraguay, yeah.
So then
But
I,
then again,
I just
after
don't get it.
yeah, it's again for me, it's the sample size. That's not an issue. But like to
But
me, it's
that's the thing
like,
about
but
World
I
Cups.
understand.
You
But
don't
I
get a
understand
big
your point
sample
in
size.
terms of. But that's where I can understand your point in terms of okay, if this is what you've done, and then you have this result. So if you take the Paraguay games in competitive matchups, then they play the U.S. and it's 3-1 or it's 3-0 at the end of the first half, you're like, this is this antennas. This is
Here's
something.
what here's why that sample size argument is kind of weak to me. England in the last World Cup got to the semis because they only faced lower level teams, right?
Mhm.
They didn't really face they faced Germany, I guess, but that was a weak side. But
In the
when you
last
look
World
at
Cup or the Euros?
no, that was in Euros. But I'm saying in the
Yeah.
run of Southgate, they rarely faced a good team
Yeah, they
until they
always
were
looked
deep
in.
in the competition,
True.
semifinals or finals.
Mhm.
There's nothing telling us that the US could genuinely get lucky and get to like the quarterfinals or semifinals and
And
not
not face
face
a
a
team.
strong team. So your
But
sample size would say, "Oh yeah, they didn't really play a strong team." I'm like, they wouldn't care.
true.
They got to a semifinal. The English fans didn't care. That was the longest. That was the deepest run in
All their
years.
runs were just they
They were
didn't
deep.
care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't care. You get there. What
Mhm.
they hated was they didn't finish
The
what they
job.
were
Yeah.
the job. Yeah, when they lost to Italy, that same Italy side hasn't qualified for the World Cup in three consecutive tournaments. They
Yep.
lost to them in the final. Heck, England scored first and
And then
then
they
and then
did
they
the England
backed
thing.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So to me, that sample size argument only makes sense if you're assuming every game is going to. This is a big knockout stage. There's a possibility US plays Congo.
There is a
There's a
possibility. Yeah.
possibility US plays. Give me another lower side that could pass by.
Third place side. Third place
Czech.
side.
They
Check.
could
Yeah.
face Czech.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they beat the Czech Republic. They could face Bosnia. They could face anyone.
Yep.
We don't know until everything's like laid off and the brackets are built and then we know. Oh wait, who's facing who? The
Yeah.
US could genuinely get, and it's not just the US. I'm using the US
But
as
US
a
and or
monitor.
England, because right now, based off of like you can
Exactly.
and I think to that point, I think you can look at a group and you could, because again, after England beat Croatia, the argument was there's no that team should finish their group with 9 points and may not face a quote unquote tougher
Top
team
team. Yeah.
until the quarters, maybe
Mhm.
round of 16 if you're frisky, but quarters realistically.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where the expectations grow. Anything less than that, I think that's where you can put that in. But yeah, like the sample matters in the sample size. To your point, it will always do. I just like to see them. I like to see more than just one game and see the pathway. You can see the pathway, but I like to see more than just one game and say, okay, is what I'm seeing just based off of how you play a game? Like, I'm not going to be as naive to say, like, oh, I watched Canada beat Qatar, using them as an example, 6-0. We're winning the World Cup because we beat Qatar 6-0.
No, but
No.
you're that's not what I said. My
Oh.
argument is,
Mhm.
and it's a very simple argument, to
Finish
get
it.
deep into competitions, you
Mhm.
don't need to face a top side.
Well,
And my
yeah.
argument is the US will go deep into a tournament because they could easily get a simple run where they
Fair.
might face
Okay. Yeah.
the next knockout round a very weak side, and then
Mhm.
the next in the round of 16 they face a super easy side, and then they're in the quarterfinals, and then they face a really easy side, and then they get to the semifinals, and that's when they face a big team. The
That
first
could
time they might face
okay.
a big team could be the semifinals. And
No,
at
okay,
that
when you
point, they
yeah,
don't care.
they
So
made
your
the
sample
semis. Yeah.
size goes, oh, well, and by the way, this isn't like a unique thing. This happens all the time.
This was the
Multiple
England
runs.
in 2018.
Yeah, multiple runs
Yeah.
have done have what was it? Like it's actually rare that a team faces multiple big squads as they go to the final,
Mhm.
right? You might face maybe one good one on the way, but rarely do you face like you're going to face Germany, then Spain, then France, then
Mhm.
final Brazil. Like that doesn't happen.
No, to that point, no, that is very true. No one's going to care about the pathway. If you make
No,
it based off of that, that's going to be, doesn't matter, we made it. And no one in England is saying, oh well, we only place Colombia, the Swiss, and Sweden on our way before we played Croatia in the semifinals. And then
and by the way, think about it. They face Croatia. And not to insult the Croatian team, but that's the weaker of the other side. The other
Yeah.
side was Spain and France, was it not?
No, the other side was Portugal and Belgium.
Or Portugal? Wait, the
In
final. Wait, what was the final?
that final, the final was France Croatia.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Because
saying.
yeah,
In the semi-final, who
mhm.
did France play? I thought they played Spain.
Belgium. No, they
Oh, they
played
played
Belgium.
Belgium. Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm talking World Cup. Maybe you're thinking Euros, but I'm talking
Yeah,
World Cup.
no,
Yeah,
because I remember like either way, Belgium is the stronger side between Croatia and Belgium at that in that World
yeah,
Cup. Belgium would have
because
been the
yeah,
stronger side.
because England and Belgium were in the same group, and then they had Panama in that group as well, and they
Mhm.
lost to Belgium twice in that World Cup.
Yeah,
England, yeah. No, to that point, that's yeah. I'm getting what you're saying, and yeah, I don't disagree with that point at all. It's no one's gonna care if Canada makes the round and we only have to play weaker teams, and we ain't gonna complain. We made the
but
semis.
that
We're living
but that's
life.
what I said. Like, if
Mhm.
for our chances to get deeper, you need to finish first. You
Yes.
need to, because
Mhm.
if we draw against Switzerland, we're through top. I don't need us to win. I need us to draw
Yeah.
minimum.
Mhm.
And if we draw and we go through, I am super happy.
Yep.
Because in my opinion, I'm just like, we could just get lucky.
We
We
good.
could get the weakest third place team, or you get unlucky and you get the strongest third
Third
place
place
team,
team.
and you play maybe like a Senegal or something, and you're
Mhm.
like, oh crap, or Colombia or somebody else who could be, third in their group. But yeah,
That's true. But
that's how
speaking
I
of third place teams, let's get to the other game that happened today. Uh, Morocco and Scotland. Morocco scored in the second minute.
Sabari
Um,
again.
Sabari again with his early goals, and I won't lie, this was the game where I was getting snacks, and then I looked. The last time this happened to me at the World Cup
Mm,
was when I was watching the USA Ghana game 2014. I
mhm,
was like, let me go get snacks, and then
mhm.
Clinton Dempsey went through two defenders and put the ball through the goalkeeper's legs. I was like, oh, it's gonna be this type of game, eh? Okay. But hey, Morocco holds on. They get the win. Some late pushes from Scotland couldn't get it through. Morocco moves up to 4 points. Scotland sits at 3. As it stands currently, only 2 days into the second match days for most teams, Scotland is your number one third place team because they have the win. Everyone else is
Yeah.
on a draw.
Mhm.
And so that's what the third place spot kind of sets up to because of the game we just watched with Morocco. I mean, with Haiti and
But did
Brazil.
you said that Scotland, like Morocco, held on, but
I,
Morocco had multiple chances to
to
like
extend the game.
to extend the game. Yeah,
Yeah, I think,
it's one it's a
mhm.
just the way you said it made it sound like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, they scored and then they like side deep.
Yeah, my wording was poor. I think Scotland were able to create better chances and
They
sustain some
created
pressure at
more.
the
They
end.
created better chances in the
Yeah,
second
at
half.
the end, but for the
Yeah,
most part, Morocco were in control of this game.
yeah. Because it's
Um,
not like they didn't create chances in the second half either.
yeah,
That's one of the things I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure I was like, wait, yes, they did create chances, but it wasn't like
there was
overwhelming.
nothing that was very
Yeah,
like they had maybe one dangerous chance, but other than that, nothing was really hitting frame.
no, put
Right,
target.
right. Nothing was hitting the target. Listen, this is part of me. It will always be part of me. But yeah,
Yeah,
so Morocco again, a good like they they managed this game. They got their goal, and they managed the game as it needed to be. And
that's what you're supposed to do. Like,
exactly,
I think again for Morocco, all they need to do is just win the next. Well, now it was the next two games, right? Scotland, and then
and they
beat
have Haiti at the end. Yeah,
Haiti last game.
yeah,
So their aim is win all their games and then hopefully top the group.
yeah. They have to beat Scotland by two more
Not
goals than
Scotland,
whatever.
Haiti.
They have to beat Haiti by two more goals than what
Yeah.
Scotland loses to Brazil by, hypothetically.
Again, it
Yeah.
depends on the ref, but if
Mhm.
Brazil plays Scotland with the ref they had in both those games,
Yeah.
I think Brazil will really struggle. They will really struggle. That midfield is just them battering you. That's all they do. Like, let's be honest, Scotland don't play football. They're play, this is MMA. This isn't football, man.
But yeah, so that group sets up very interesting. Where I mean, I had predicted that would be a 7-7-3 group, and it's looking like it'll be a 7-7-3 group, with Scotland playing again, uh, Brazil, and then Morocco playing Haiti. Uh, if you expect those two teams with 4 points to win, then you have seven. Then Scotland's holding on for goal difference, and just to throw up where we stand currently for third place spots. This is why I said after two games, this is where we stand. Bosnia and Ecuador are technically in the last uh, spot in terms of a
Let's
team.
be honest. Ecuador gonna go through.
Oh, they
Probably.
they they should go through,
Yeah.
right? I think they just
I
couldn't.
think in that list,
Mhm.
Spain obviously go through maybe second or top of. You know what? It's crazy if Spain goes second. I think Spain top the group. Uh, Portugal was shocking.
Yeah.
That I would have loved to hear what JD said about the Portugal game. I didn't hear,
Mhm.
but they didn't like. People are talking about Ronaldo a lot,
Yeah.
and I've been referencing the same points over and over and over again. That midfield isn't good. They
Mhm.
don't look good, and it's crazy because that's the PSG midfield,
Yeah.
and then you add Bernardo Silva at Man City, essentially, and Bruno Fernandes
Yeah.
from Manchester United. So they have probably the most. They have probably the best midfield in the tournament, but they don't mesh.
Is it the numbers or just the style that's not
That's
meshing?
just the style,
Mhm.
because the whole style at PSG is all three midfielders are all hybrid midfielders. None
Yeah.
of them are like pure. There's no pure six. There's no pure eight. There is no they technically have 2 6 8s, right? Like
Mhm.
you have João Neves, who was brought in from Benfica as
Yep.
a defensive midfielder, but whenever you see him attack, he attacks like he's an eight. And
Yeah.
then you have Fabian Ruiz, who plays as like a deep line playmaker, but technically does go forward. Then
Yep.
Vitinha, who was an eight, who now plays as a six, and how he does it is he's the natural deep line playmaker.
Mhm.
The problem you have though is if you're playing two eights, then you don't have like a natural sitter.
Mhm.
None of them know when to sit. They their first thought process is I'm gonna move up, but Luis Enrique's whole point is if I've got three of them and two push up, one of them will have to realize, oh crap, one guy's gone up, or the two guys have gone up. I'm gonna
One of
sit
us should
deep.
sit back. Yeah.
Exactly. But the problem is they play with a 10.
Yeah.
So when João Neves is going further forward and Vitinha doesn't have the pace to cover space, they're getting punished every single time. Dude, the screenshots that I can show you
Yeah.
of the hole in midfield. There's no one in the midfield. Massive. I'll send to you right now.
Yeah. Send
I'll send to you right now. You can 1 second.
Mhm. But like when you do that, like that's there now. Thankfully for Portugal, they play Uzbekistan, so that should be in theory an easier side. But hey, maybe Uzbekistan stays in their lane defensively, and then that creates a very interesting setup for them. But yeah, third place sides are currently Scotland with 3 points because they're the win. Then you have the Netherlands, Belgium, Portugal, Spain, Czechia, Bosnia Herzegovina, and then Ecuador. And then the next four are Panama, Senegal, Jordan, and Turkey. So that's what it stands at. And of note, from Ecuador to Turkey, those have no wins. So there's on 0 points. So there's going to be improvement there. I don't think we see a team with no points get through. I can see a team that draws maybe getting through as a third place spot. Like it's surprising to see the likes of the Netherlands, Portugal, Spain sitting in a third place spot. But I think that's only after one game. I think after they play, we'll definitely start to see more and more teams moving up and creating them opportunities. Yeah, I see this photo.
You see it? You
Yeah,
see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And there's multiple. That's just one.
yeah,
Because I was watching that whole game and I'm like, where's the midfield?
yeah,
Like, I know people are attacking Ronaldo for valid reasons. I think Ronaldo's impacting them because he doesn't have a lot of movement.
yeah.
But that midfield was literally avoiding playing in the midfield. They
Mhm.
weren't progressing through the middle. They were all outside of the wing. It's crazy. So in that list of teams, I think Portugal will go through just because they
Yeah.
obviously do have the talent.
Mhm.
But every single World Cup, there's always one team that underperforms, and we're still not sure which one it is. And as it
I mean,
stands, Turkey could
is
be
that
one of them.
underperform?
If
Yeah,
Turkey go the whole tournament without a
a
point,
point.
that is crazy. If they go
Yeah,
the whole tournament with, heck, even if they go the tournament with only 1 point, that is
that's a
crazy.
disappointment. For
Yeah.
how we were talking about them before, it's a disappointment.
Yeah, I thought Turkey will go. Well, definitely, all of us, including me,
Yeah.
I thought Turkey are going to go through immediately.
Hmm.
Heck, even if Senegal don't win anything in the tournament, that's going to be crazy too.
See, I
Because that
think
means that whole project hasn't worked out.
it has its AFCON wins, but that's it. But to that point, I think you could see what would be. I think it'd be more shocking if Senegal don't make it out of their group, even though it's a valid. If you look at their group, you'd say there's valid logic for why they didn't make it out of the group. You had Norway and France in your group. The only
A group of USA, Turkey, Australia, Paraguay, and Turkey don't get 3 points to get out of the. I'm not saying Turkey shouldn't go as second,
Mhm.
but they should definitely go as third.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Some of us were talking. Personally, I thought Turkey would finish minimum second.
I have them finishing first.
Oh, there you
I
go. So
yeah,
it's shocking
I had
if they
I had Turkey,
if they
USA,
don't get a point.
Australia.
Yeah, because they've lost to Australia,
Actually
might
Paraguay.
lose to Paraguay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter whether you saw them as second or third. You still thought they'd at least get 3 points.
Yeah. If they leave with nothing,
If they leave with nothing, that's crazy. Because in the Senegal group, we all said that's a tough group to call. There's no guarantee. All of those teams are good.
I think I gave France that group for me, but no, but all three
That's
are
what.
quality sides. But yeah,
Yeah,
and so that's why I'm saying that at least if Senegal bows out, there's at least a logical like that's our group of death. I think it'd be more disappointing if Senegal drop out because in a group where maybe you lose to Senegal and so you lose to France and then Norway. One win versus Iraq, you would think that that would be able to do enough, but maybe they just end up being the side that just
that gets
you don't have
unlucky.
exactly right.
It could be the side that just gets unlucky
They
because
might be yeah,
they have two. They already are -2 at the moment.
yes.
If they lose another game with a goal difference of 2, they could
Then that
still get
minus
3.
4.
So yeah, they'd have -4, and even
Mhm.
if they win against Iraq by like a 1-0,
Then they're minus 3
that's just
with 3.
-3. That
Yeah,
could actually be
not
poor,
enough. Yeah.
not enough. But again, I wouldn't see that as a bad thing if Senegal don't go through, because in my opinion, I'm like, it's a tough group.
It yeah,
It's a
there's
hard
a
group.
plausible reason. Yeah, for sure.
Turkey were the best team in that group coming to this World Cup.
Mhm.
They have players playing for Real Madrid. Like,
No,
come
and
on.
I think that's
They
why
have
I
they
yeah.
have Juventus's best player. They have Real Madrid's best player, and they had
Mhm,
one of the best left backs in the Premier Leagues in
mhm.
Kadioglu. It makes no sense that team
Yes.
could possibly, dude. If they lose this game, this would be already
They're they're
the
on it.
biggest upset in this World Cup.
I think based off
Automatically,
expectations, yeah, for sure.
yeah. You can't be. We're talking about first or second, and you come out the group third.
Nope.
Because here's the thing: if Paraguay win, Paraguay will have 3 points. They're not on this list at the moment because they don't have 3 points yet. You know what I mean? So they
Yeah,
show up.
again, it's definitely something to keep an eye on, no doubt.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would definitely change the conversation that we were having for them or cement it,
Hmm.
especially into that space. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But that being said, those three games happened. It's odd that we just went from like 5 games, 4 games, and then just have like a 3 day game. And then come the last game, we're gonna have basically 6 games a day, because we're gonna have both good or all four
Oh,
teams in
it's
the
because
group
it's a
playing.
weekend. That's why. They want the weekend to be stacked. No, that's why they're going to try and make money.
True. Yeah, but after match day two is like once you get the match day threes, A, B, C play the same day. So it's gonna be like a 3 o'clock, a 5 o'clock, and then a 10 o'clock window where you have 2 games happening at the same time. So we'll have like 4 days of that to run through. But that being said, this is what is coming up tomorrow for you. Some good games coming. Yet the Netherlands and Sweden. That kicks us off at 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Very good game. I think
Very
that's Netherlands should win though, but very good game.
Good game. Then you have for me my game of the day, 4 p.m. Germany Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, Germany beat Cote d'Ivoire.
They
I don't
should.
think that's it's. I'm not joking. That Germany squad, they are just too good.
Mm,
they, they are very good. As much as I like Yan Diomande, I
mm,
think the coach has learned his lesson. You're not playing Bazumanatur at the beginning. He comes up in the second half. You have
yeah,
to start Amad Diallo.
for sure.
Why he doesn't play, right?
Yeah,
Because he wasn't. His visa got rejected.
yeah, because that game is in Toronto. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he won't be. Canada's been real firm about their visas for
I
if
respect
anything's.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, so have you heard? Did you talk about the Hakimi news?
no,
Do you know what happened?
give me the Akimi news.
So you know he had the case, the assault case.
Yes.
Um, it was, I think they had appealed the case in
Mhm.
2023, and today the French courts said they believe there's enough evidence for him to face trial.
Okay,
So
I'm just
there's a possibility that if Morocco are going to play in
Canada.
Canada, I
He's
assume
not coming.
Hakim is not coming, and that's important. That's a big deal.
You know what I did? Like I,
Oh
I
yeah, Turkey almost scored.
yeah, Turkey have been looking better in this half. Or since the goal, they've been. But this might just like they have to convert. They can't have another
Yeah,
Australia game where they're
yeah, they just
doing
hit the
everything but
post.
scoring.
Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, that'll be interesting. But now, see, I'm going to look up their group while I tell you that then the third game of the day is Ecuador, Curacao.
well, Ecuador. So this is the game we need to see Ecuador actually
Yeah.
show up. Like they showed up against Ivory Coast. They just got unlucky, in my opinion. Some of it wasn't unlucky. Some of it was just poor finishing. But
Mhm.
they should absolutely beat Curacao. Like
Curacao. Yeah.
they should put at least 3 or 4 on them.
Especially if you get the Curacao that says, we're going to try to play.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
If Curacao do the mistake they made against Germany, they
Mhm.
will get hammered.
Yes.
Because
Ender
that
Valencia will
Ecuador
be.
team is nice. I don't even
Yeah.
think it's about Ender Valencia. I think it's that midfield.
Caicedo. Yeah.
Caicedo. It's
John Yaboa. It's.
dude. It's just scary. That Ecuador team is really scary.
Mhm.
So hey, we'll see. We'll see how the game
No,
goes.
yeah, we'll definitely see. And then
But Ecuador should win.
They should. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then technically Sunday, but it's a
And
midnight game
night,
because it's on West
yeah.
Coast. Tunisia versus Japan, and Herf right
Good.
now returns to another World Cup. Like, is he like connecting like countries as like infinity stones? Is he putting together a gauntlet? Why is he on like speed dial? Why is he on retainer? Why are we able to find him? Anytime someone fires a coach, it's like, I looked away from the game, so I didn't see this, and my thing just froze.
Come
But
on! Oh, good defensive tackle. The Paraguay almost scored a second.
got their second. Oof.
dude, they are on Turkey. By the way, this isn't like a come on, come on, come on, hoi! Yo, this is a good game. This is a great game. Oh
This
man,
is turning into
I'm
a,
actually
like,
pretty excited about this.
oh, the coach. Did the coach just get a yellow? Is that what we're seeing?
Yeah,
Oh shoot,
yeah.
that is wild. That is wild. See, now I have to go. Okay, now I'm gonna look this up. Okay, roughly, what group is Morocco? They're Group B. No, they're Group C. They're Group C. So anything C, 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 C. Okay, so
Oh, I'm
they
actually
won't play in
in the chat.
Vancouver for sure.
That's what I'm actually saying here. He said, "Yeah, you said Turkey are topping this group. This would be a shocking group if they get dominated. If Paraguay score a second, this is literally bang. It'll be the exact same thing that happened with Australia.
Yeah,
Because remember, in Australia, Beach played well.
yeah.
The keeper played well. So
Mhm.
to me, this game, it's the keeper hasn't even played well. I think the defensive solidity of Paraguay has been what's stifling them.
Mhm.
But they're breaking them through. Like let's be honest.
That there. Okay, I'm just pulling this up for reference. It shouldn't affect Morocco because there's no pathway that would take them through Canada.
Well, have they are they're guaranteed? Oh, they're not playing a game in Canada.
Yeah, because based off of where the groups would be playing,
Mhm.
so Toronto's round of 32 team, it gets runners ups roughly, I believe. So runner up K and L. That's what Wiki's giving me right now, roughly.
Wait,
That's the
so
two
there's Morocco doesn't have a single game,
in Canada.
not one. Wow. Oh yeah, we only have like 5 allocated spots or something, right? Like we're not playing multiple.
Yeah, we only have 2 allocated spots.
Yeah.
If Montreal was hosting,
Mhm.
my goodness, they would have a time. Because you could put Brazil in Montreal, you could put any of the French diaspora countries in Montreal, you can put
Yo,
the Portuguese.
if you let's see, we look at these. Yo, I why these simulation fouls? Why are we not getting simulated yellow cards? Can people start getting yellow cards more? Because
listen,
I'm getting tired of seeing people out here diving and not getting carded.
but we'll go back and check one dive.
Yeah,
If you're gonna go
again,
check
the
one
US
dive,
game.
then,
We're gonna
then you
we're gonna change. Oh yeah, we can rescind. We can rescind a dive. Never seen that before. This is using VAR.
but
That's the most important thing. Using VAR.
using VAR, like mistaken identity. How about correct call? How about just correct call? It just opens the thing for it. But yeah, so based off of where they are, there'd be no Group C are either playing in Mexico, possibly are the Foxborough, or the winners playing in Houston for sure. And so more
Oh,
than likely Morocco is
oh,
playing.
oh, good try.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Morocco or Brazil are playing in Houston or
Okay, so if
Mexico.
they're not coming to
Yeah, they're not coming to
Canada,
Canada. Yeah.
then yeah, it doesn't like, impact them at all.
Mhm. I
That's
just
good.
wanted, yeah.
So hey, Hakimi just and by the way, this happened right before the game. This the French court literally
Yeah, the
this
news is
right
fresh.
before the game.
Mhm.
So yeah.
But no, it certainly does open up. And then what was it, Vancouver? Yeah, because Vancouver only gets Group B winners or Group K winners, assuming that they win. So B and K would be So that's Canada's route. If Canada wins their group and they win that, they go to the round of 16 in Vancouver as well. But then they would play, if in that hypothetical situation, they would play, scrolls up to groups. Group K is who? Oh, I'm intrigued now. So Group K winner would be the Portugal, Colombia, DR Congo, Uzbekistan group. So
Well, group winner for that group is gonna be
probably Colombia.
Colombia. Already won the first game, no?
Yeah,
The
they're up.
Uzbekistan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And then Portugal, and then Colombia plays DR Congo next, so that could be interesting.
Nah,
And Port,
Colombia will beat DRC. Let's
yeah, they're not going
DRC
to give them the, yeah, they won't give
DRC
them the
played
space.
the game of their lives against
Well,
against
it's
Portugal.
it's not that they play the game of their lives. I think they made the most of the opportunities they were given.
Now they played the game of their lives. You're telling me not only did you manage to shut down that midfield, you're also talking about like the every single winger that Portugal put in
Mhm.
was poor. Bernardo Silva was poor. Rafael Leao was poor. No, Conceição actually played well. I will give Conceição some props. He
Yep.
did play well, but he wasn't like penetrating consistently. Like Masuaku and Wan-Bissaka are probably one of the worst combination fullbacks to face because you're not
Mhm.
beating them for pace.
Yep.
They are both great defensively, and Masuaku's a much better like attacking fullback. So you not only get like the defensive solidity, he also pushes up. So
Yeah.
hey, good. And dude,
If
I could show you those like I've just read what when Max responded to Son, and he said that Paraguay are defending for 20 minutes. It's 80-20 possession. I'll keep repeating this. Possession means nothing. It's the most useless stat ever provided. Possession only works if you actually are penetrating.
Mhm.
If you're passing the ball side to side, that's not valid. As I say that, Turkey almost Turkey passed like five. There were five people with five people attacking at that point. But
sir.
I've always said this, like we never used
No,
to talk
you've
about
you
possession stats.
you've always had that thought. Yeah.
Do you know why? Because I remember when possession became a big deal. It became a big deal when Barcelona came along under
Mhm.
Pep Guardiola.
Yes.
That's when possession became a big thing. And it's because the whole argument is the Johan Cruyff philosophy argument,
Mhm.
where if I keep the ball, then I am
Mhm.
more likely to win the game.
Yeah, that logic. Yeah.
But that Dutch philosophy has been proven wrong over the years multiple times. Multiple times. You can go learn your history. Look at the Hungarian teams with the 4-2-4 that negated the Cruyff era. Because the that Dutch philosophy, total football, has been disproved consistently. Like consistently. It only works when you have unique players who can allow you to play that system. When you have those unique players, it's amazing. If you don't have them, what's the meta now? The meta now is guys like Anderson going for what's his name? Nottingham Forest just rejected a bid for £100 million for Elliot Anderson.
Okay.
If that's the case, what would Essien cost in this market? Those are just runners. Elliot Anderson's a runner who can
Mhm.
pass a little bit. Oh, it's kicking off. It's kicking off. The Turks are about to punch up the Paraguayans. Paraguayans about to punch up. This is beautiful.
National pride on the line. But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're running this till halftime, and then we're gonna call it a night because I
Yeah.
cannot.
Yeah. Somebody, wait. Did you watch all the games?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch the first game. I didn't watch the Morocco game.
Yeah, I
I
watched
thought Morocco was gonna win anyway, so I
Mhm.
didn't bother.
Far enough.
Actually, I was at work. That's one of the reasons I didn't watch it. To be honest.
If yeah, but no, like it's just so. It'll be interesting how this goes. But right now, the argument is Turkey's feeling that pressure now. So they better at least leave this game with something, so they give them the opportunity to leave with something else. Because if not, this gets very good.
There's no. This is the World Cup, man. There's no guarantee that any side wins a game. There's none. And I would love. We said this over and over again. There's going to be at least one team, at least one, that will definitely get grouped,
Hmm.
and that coach is going to get fired on the plane.
Immediately.
Like he's going to get fired on the plane.
No, he
So
won't even be put on the plane. Everyone will get to the plane, and then team official will just put their
they'll
hand in
do.
front of them. Their chest and be like, "No, no,
Was it
you find
Tunisia
him."
that they already fired the coach?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, there you go. Oh,
They're VARing for
what
the
they
red.
VR? So there must be something that happened.
Oh, so
Someone got
Paraguay with
red.
the red card.
What?
I think in the scuffle.
Wait. Let me see.
Well, this changes the
I'm
screen.
I'm in the Spanish game. Oh, sorry, I'm in the
Oh.
Spanish. Because dude, I can't stand the American commentators.
Oh no, for sure. I watch in Arabic because I
Oh,
just
did
want to.
Almiron spit on him? I think Almiron spit on
No,
someone.
he covered his mouth. He covered his mouth.
Oh, so wait. So what did he do? He said something racist?
He could have said anything, but he covered his mouth. Remember the new rule: if you cover your mouth and say anything,
Oh,
it's a red.
wait, that's an actual rule?
Yes, because of what happened with
Oh,
in
with
Champions League with what's his face.
Vinny and the Benfica player.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is a straight red.
Almiron, you idiot! But you know what? Fair. Why are you covering your mouth? Say what you wanted to say. Damn.
How? You know what? This couldn't have happened to a player who deserved it more. I mean, he got the first ever mistaken identity yellow. My goodness, sir.
Yeah,
If
this
you
changes the game. This,
yeah,
you know what? Turkey probably win this game now because
if
Paraguay
Turkey
did.
don't work it,
Yeah, because Paraguay didn't already had slim chances to win this game. But you know what? It could end up a draw.
yeah,
It could end up a draw.
but
But
Turkey have now Turkey have a full half.
oh man, that's the most ridiculous way to get a red card.
It's a rule, and
But it's a valid rule. There's a reason why they're doing it. Because let's be honest, people will say racist stuff. I don't think it's woke, man. It's all woke. Because let me tell you, racist stuff is usually said all the time in these games. So this is one clear way of ensuring people don't. The only reason you're covering your mouth is you don't want people to hear what you said
or read what you're saying
or read what you're saying. Yeah.
The second he puts it like, we
It
went
could
after
be
this.
it could be racist. It could be anything. We don't know what he
Like,
said.
this is dumb.
Yeah.
But hey, this is dumb.
Yeah.
This is dumb.
Don't speak, because that's the whole point of what happened with Vinny. The guy covered his mouth, and then it became a he said, she said.
Yep.
But the only reason we know the Vinny thing was true was you saw Mbappe react immediately.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason why we knew that it happened. But in this one, we don't know. And even then, why are you covering your mouth?
That part.
So now it's basically 45 minutes of Paraguay just good shot from Adehule. Yeah. But oh no, Ismail, sorry. But so it's just them like defending for your lives.
Yeah.
This game was just taking a dark turn. Man, I forget if a player has said something racist or about someone's family to get an advantage over another player. That probably says something about your own game. Yeah, 100%. Well, that's what that Benfica player did.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he Argentinian?
Yes, he was Argentinian.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? Who's had a worse tournament, Almiron or the South African?
Nah, anyone from South Africa. Anyone from South Africa is having
Bafana. You're going through it.
A
You're
torrid time,
wading
man.
through it.
I watched Football Iconic, which is if you guys
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
haven't
yeah.
seen, it's probably one of the best football YouTube channels out there. It's amazing. And like I was watching the second, I didn't watch him during the Mexico game, right? I watched him in because now I'm like, I want to see how he reacts to um South Africa playing Czech, the Czech
Mhm.
Republic.
Yeah.
And what I loved about the whole thing was you can just see the fury that these guys, like the South Africans, had for the
Mhm.
first game. Like they were pissed. No, it's not sad, Max. I think this is what happens when you do something stupid. Like sometimes, let's be like, Mourinho has a very good quote about this. He says, "People idolize footballers, but if you spend time with them, you realize most of them are idiots. They were
Yeah.
told these rules. They were told, hey, you can't cover your mouth. Almiron plays in Europe, or I don't know if he still plays in Europe. Actually, I'm not sure.
No, I think
But
he came back to the MLS. Yeah.
okay, so he came back to MLS. So Almiron has played. At least he's an experienced player. If someone tells you don't do something, don't do it. And I know it's a common thing that all these players say, they cover them up, but no. What
Are
did
you?
John say? I see something like that. I remember the Italian player who chirped at Zidane about his mother. Yeah, that's exactly John in the final. That's
Yeah.
why he headbutted him. Yeah, that's why he got the red card. People forget Zidane was bossing them that game. Zidane was going to be the player of the tournament.
Yeah.
The most useless Ballon d'Or I've ever seen given. The most overhyped, ridiculous Ballon d'Or going to the Italian defender, the 5'9" center back. Absolute garbage. I remember watching that game. I was so upset. At first, I didn't even understand what was going on because I just saw Zidane turn around. Because the whole thing happened, the camera wasn't where the game. We just saw people running, and you're like, "What the hell happened?" And then, luckily, one of the cameras caught it.
Yeah. And then you're just like, and then it just became a conversation like, what could you have said that would make
No, but
him?
no. Yeah, no. Let's not change history. Zidane had a temper.
No, he
So
did.
so
No.
when, because I remember him punching someone at
Yeah.
was that Real Madrid? He punched someone. So the whole argument at the time was Zidane lost his cool.
Mhm.
But the thing that didn't make sense was they were on the ascendancy. They were the better team.
Mm.
So why would he just snap when clearly the game was on France's thing? Dude, media has changed stuff for a long
They
time.
no,
Yeah.
my thought, but that was my thought when I watched the game. My thought was just like, he got things for that. I wonder what could have been said to have made you go from dominating the game to here's my head to your chest to your heart.
Mm.
End it.
Hey, let's not forget this has happened multiple times. I know Son
Yeah.
over here saying, "Oh yeah, this is what football has become now," demonizing people for saying words. You think when Suarez called Evra the N word when what's his name? Was it not Ginola? No, was it Ginola? Was Ginola the one who used to do the racist salutes consistently, like the Sieg Heil? Like we're forgetting where football came from.
Yeah.
The reason why we demonize people is because there was a period in time not too long ago. I remember
Yeah.
watching football in the 90s. That shit was awful.
Yeah.
You couldn't watch certain leagues.
All right. So
Well,
they're at
it's
halftime
kicking off
here.
again. It's
Yeah,
kicking off
they're
again. Now
coaches
the
are walking
coaches.
in one direction
I'm,
and
I'm
the
I'm
rest
on the
of the
right
staff
side.
in the other direction.
I
It's
like the Paraguay coaches. I'm on their side. But we don't know what he said.
Tremendous.
The sad thing is we don't know what he said, and
Yeah.
we'll obviously learn about him after the game because the guy will say what he said eventually. And dude, so what Son's argument is he condones people being called the N word because he was happy with what that Benfica player told Vinny that should be condoned. Stupid arguments.
Apparently. But like, look, the rule is there. You
The
play
rules are there for a reason, man.
exactly.
Like it's so stupid to even have this thought process.
Yeah.
Like go listen to what Ian Wright used to talk about the freaking conversations he used to have against other people. Go talk, listen to Max's from of Jamaican descent, right?
Yeah.
Go listen to John Barnes from
Yeah.
Liverpool. He'll tell you what used to be said consistently. Just because there were harder players back in the day who ignored or removed all of that conversation.
Mhm.
Guys, forget what's his name? Roy Keane. One of the reasons why he left Manchester United was Schmeichel said something racist to someone, and he punched him and he beat him up. And you can go see it's on YouTube. You can go see Peter Schmeichel after the bust up and him having a clear black eye. Words have power.
Mhm.
Someone insults your mom. I get what you're saying.
It's on
You
site.
should ignore. But let's be honest. It's a tough game. You're struggling. You're stressed out. You're going to
Mhm.
throw punches, man.
No, it's on site.
It's on site. So Yan Diomande lost his sister, right?
Mhm.
He lost his sister. You're basically saying, yeah, you should be able to just go up to him and say, I love that your sister's dead. Mental,
That's the
mental.
kind version of that. Yeah.
Exactly. That's a tame version. We know how deep that can go.
Mhm.
We know how awful that can go.
Yeah.
But these guys are supposed to be robots. Shut the fuck up. Like you're such an idiot.
Unbelievable. But guys,
But anyway,
we're gonna wrap.
I don't want to ruin. I'll
Yeah.
back out. I'll go watch Paraguay. I'll go finish this game.
This stream is done. I'm gonna go see how many reds we can get in the second round. It will be
And
3.
bots. I'll talk to you later, bro.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Take care, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow at 9, and recap that